Sora.
Goodbye, Smash.
And happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Nintendo 64 on tonight's Hack the Dino. Hello, salutations, and welcome to our little corner of the internet. It's very nice here. I've put the fire on. There's a nice quiche in the oven, and we're here to drink some eggnog and also talk about games because this is the gaming cast brought to you by us, Hack the Dino. I'm history's greatest monster, Benjamin Rosenthal. And I'm joined tonight by one of my co-hosts, Floppy Starrick.
Not the world's worst monster, but close runner-up.
Brayden, that was brilliant.
Thank you.
Like I said that, and 2 seconds later, you've got a Yule log
How do you
fireplace.
even do that?
That is great.
My heart rate is through the roof right now. That was all adrenaline.
And the person who you can throw all your acclaim at for putting up that fire log gif in just record time is the one, the only, the legendary Brayden Dixon.
Hello, this isn't a GIF. It's actually a YouTube video that goes for 12 hours.
Was that the one that we used on the 100th episode show?
Probably. There's like 840 of them that come up on
Brilliant.
YouTube.
I don't think I could type fire log video as quick as you found that thing and got it working.
Thank you. I've got a lovely crackling in my ears. I should probably put it on mute or just stop it.
Or just
Or-
go get your ears cleaned out.
Or take that crackling and serve it up for Christmas,
Ooh, gross.
for dinner.
Ear crackling.
Oh, boy. Hey, so a lot's been going on recently. I don't know if you've noticed, but this being a gaming cast where we talk about the past peasant? The past peasant.
We talked about priests, peasants,
I'm a peasant
kings.
because I've spent way too much money on video games this
You haven't
fortnight.
had a coffee.
And I haven't had a coffee. But yeah, we're going to talk about all that sort of stuff here on the Hack the Dino Gaming Cast. But first, Brayden, have you been playing anything? I noticed you deleted your name.
I have not been playing absolutely anything.
Good.
I've literally just been doing uni work and yeah, that's...
Well,
that's
uni's kind of a game.
my life. Oh, it's the game of life and I'm losing money.
I think that game's rigged, mate. I think
It's
only
very rigged.
See, you know what
Everyone
you
loses
should
money.
have done is you should have dropped out 2.5 years into your 3-year course like I did.
Instead of being 5 years into my 3-year course?
Yep.
It's not maths, right?
No. Oh, well, mine, I did psychology.
Crazy.
Actually, it was a 4-year course. But anyway, yeah, 2.5 years in, I went, oh, this is too mathematic.
This is nuts.
This is too much maths. Don't like maths, don't do maths. And I was having a fun time doing radio. So that was cool. Anyway, enough about me.
Stay in school, kids.
Please do, because otherwise you become old and jaded like us.
Otherwise, you're on the streets and we have to deal with you.
We do? Oh, Jesus.
I haven't been doing that.
Anyway, Floppy,
Yeah, mate.
you've played some games.
I have played some games. I finally finished another game, so I can put that on my list of games I've finished this year. I finished Ratchet Clank.
Oh, yeah, I better put it on my list as well. Okay.
How many
continue.
games are on your list of games you finished this year?
Does Fortnite count?
Nope.
Oh.
But yes, it's taken me a little while, longer than I wanted it to, but I have finally finished Ratchet Clank. This game, beautiful. I freaking love it. I went through, and I'm pretty close to 100%ing it. I'm probably
Platinum. You platinum it.
I call it 100% because I'm a lame-o. I collected all of the gold bolts.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten all of the spy bots. I've gotten all the outfits and such. All the collectibles except a few of the trophies, which, to be honest, I think are going to be too much hassle for what it's worth. Because I don't chase them platinums.
No.
But it is really cool. A lot of fun games. Still the best game to like showcase the graphics of the PS5.
And the SSD.
Oh yeah, this thing, just the loading times and the switching between your like warp zones and stuff is unreal.
I cannot believe still that it effortlessly jumps between worlds like it does.
Yeah. Actually,
Crazy.
Dylan the Villain's like, how many games have I finished so far this year? I'm on like 8. It's
pretty good.
For me, is an amazing amount of games
God
to finish in a
damn.
year.
That is 9 more games than I've finished this year.
And the other thing I've started playing is a little game I picked up that both Braden and I are really excited for. I picked up Hot Wheels.
I was excited as
And-
well.
Are we excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy it, but I was
Oh,
excited for
so
it.
not
Looks
that
cool.
excited. Anto's already has picked this up as well, and he's been playing it. I haven't played it with him yet, but I want to do that as well. This thing is unreal, and like I'm playing on the PS5, so I got the haptic feedback going. As soon as you hit that boost and those accelerations and the turns and the drifting, man, you feel it through the whole controller. This thing is awesome.
I was listening to a couple of reviews about it. See that crocodile car?
Yeah.
I found that in my car box the other day. I was going through all my
that's
old
cool.
childhood cars, and it was in there. Yeah, they were speaking really, really highly of the fact that they went into so much detail with it.
Yeah.
And it's like overall, it's a fun racing game, but like you race and you can scuff up your Hot Wheel as well. And
You can. And then when you're in, say, the main menu, looking at it and choosing your car, you'll see little scratches on the bumper and stuff. And and you'll see mold lines from, like, obviously it's a miniature version of the Hot Wheels car. Well, a big version of the Hot Wheels car. But you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really fun. I haven't messed around with either local or online multiplayer yet.
Yep.
I haven't messed around with the track builder yet because I'm just having fun driving around, opening up. You get blind boxes in it by winning races to unlock new cars.
Is it a bit loot boxy?
It only if you want it to be.
Okay,
Like
so there's
I don't actually have a problem with loot boxes if they're there as a
pay to
choice and they're not pay to win.
Yep.
And this isn't pay to win. You can just unlock cars or you can buy loot boxes if you want. You earn coins and you can swap those coins for blind boxes to get new cars, and then you can get cars that you can break down to get stuff to upgrade some of the cars you've already got.
How does it look? You're playing it PS5?
Yeah. Oh, it looks great. It looks fantastic. The reflections that come off of the cars as you're driving around and stuff is unreal. And I love it. Like, it's got so much detail in the little tracks, but it has all the little bumps and stuff that the tracks have, but obviously it's on a much grander scale. It's so good. It's a lot of fun.
Now, can you put your own courses together? Is
You
there a
can,
track
yeah.
building?
So there's a track builder. I haven't messed around with that yet. I generally would like to play through the game first.
Just going out the edge of a skyscraper? That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I
just
haven't-
like all us kids did back when we were 5. You know, building skyscraper. Anyway, Floppy.
Yes.
What would you give it if you had to give it out of 10 carrots?
Oh, look, you know what? I'd probably give it 8 or 9 carrots, man. Easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
9 carrots.
You played it at all, Braden?
I have not yet. I'm very excited to get my hands on it eventually, though, because I love these sort of fun racing games. And yeah, I think just its style. It's oozing style and it's great. And I'm assuming there's like a track sharing element to the track building.
Oh, I hope so.
Because if there is that, or if they're working on an update for that, like the tracks are just going to get insane if the community get their hands on it. And then, not to mention that, but also I think Floppy was saying that there's also like planned DLC they might be doing.
Oh, really?
There's a season pass. I'm just trying to decide if I want to buy it or
much
not
is
at the
it?
moment. I think it's $40. So it's an expensive one. So I want to look into how much you get out of it.
How much was the game? Is it a full price game?
I think it was $60.
Oh, so it's not a full price game.
You can get. There was a collector's edition that was like $99, and there was a standard edition that was like $69. Something like that.
Whoa!
Oh, is that a shortcut? Or
I
you
think
just
so.
have to-
Well, I haven't found a shortcut yet. If you go off track, you can hold a button to respawn straight away.
Right.
But I haven't found shortcuts yet. That looked like one though.
Yeah, that looked great.
The other thing that's really cool is you can control the cars like pitch and yaw in the air.
Right.
So when you go through a jump, you can start to do a kind of a turn or a drift in air.
Oh, like they're doing now.
Yeah, but sticking it and not dying.
I'm actually pretty keen to play this.
So yeah, there you go.
That's
He's
cool.
He's made a shortcut by drifting over the. That's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I reckon it's like a cross between Micro Machines and Need for Speed.
So what's your favorite car? What are you racing?
So far, I've been driving the standard like Hot Wheels blue stock car, it looks like a NASCAR car.
Okay.
It's got more weight and better handling.
Have you got the DeLorean? Because the DeLorean's in everything now.
I'm pretty sure the DeLorean is in this.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I haven't got it yet. No,
What about the Turtlemobile?
no.
Floppy.
I've got the generic starter cars and a couple of others that came with like a pre-order bonus that I got.
I think I might have to get this game.
That's the second track, that one.
Yeah, I like watching it now. I was keen, and then I read some reviews and watched some videos of reviews, and everyone spoke really highly of it. Oh man, I think I might. I think
really
I might
good.
get it.
There's even just enough difference between the cars that it's not stupid. Like, you don't, every time you get a new car, it's not like trying to drive a new car, but there's just a little bit different that you have to get used to.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, great game. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look.
Yeah, look at the lighting on the cars there.
Oh, it looks great. It really looks great.
This is the blind boxes that you open, like little Hot Wheels box, and then it explodes open and you get yourself a new car.
Yeah, the review I read, a guy spent his gems getting some little boxes, and he got like the same car 4 in a row.
So then you break them down
Yep.
and use them to upgrade other cars.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. It's a shiny one.
Man, yeah, the
like
reflections
Pokemon.
on it look great. I would have liked if when they pop out the box, they did appear on card.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Like
would have
you'd
been
bought them at
great.
a shop.
That would have been
And then
cool.
you have to crack it. You have to.
Oh, that'd been great.
That would have been cool. Who wants to drive a dump truck?
I broke that one down real quick.
Oh, can you paint? Can you customize them?
Yeah, you can customize them. I haven't mucked around with that too much.
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay.
your basement.
Oh, you can customize the background as well?
So that's the basement where the track builder is.
Oh, man.
You could spend hours before you even make a track.
Okay.
And
Hot Wheels
I
Unleashed.
will.
I think I'm going to jump into it in a couple of weeks when I have more money because I spent it all. Because what did we do on Monday, Floppy?
Oh, Ben and I went to the Adelaide Comic and Toy Fair.
Yeah,
Not
that
just
was
went
great.
to, we partook in the
Yeah.
retail side of it.
We were right next to King Kaiju Collectibles, and on the other side was our own Game Boy Dad
Game Boy Dad!
sitting there selling some wares, and beside him were a couple of lovely people who had the most amazing condition, mint Nintendo and video game stuff I've ever seen.
They had some. Not all of it. They don't have all of it now because, well, I've got some.
We spent.
You've got some.
So, Game Boy Dad in the chat. If you haven't seen his Instagram, Game Boy Dad, you're in the chat. Just put your Instagram page up for everyone to follow you. He got a very nice, very crisp edition of Pokemon Red. Now, I know this has been like a grail piece for him for a long, long time, but those Pokemon boxes were in amazing condition, weren't they?
They were an amazing. Like, I'm going to get one off of that guy later.
They were not cheap, but they also weren't market value.
No. I think they were still they were priced well enough that anyone that bought from them got a decent deal, and they got some good pocket money.
There you go. Game Boy Dad in the chat. If you want to follow him on Instagram, it's at Gooba89, GOOBA89. He's got some really cool stuff there. He's also opening a cafe, so maybe...
His life is
try
more
and-
complete. He's now got 3 children.
Anyway, what did you get at the fair, Floppy?
I'll go through what I've got. So, first of all,
There he is.
there he is at his stall. Look at that cool stall next to him.
Look at that cool hat. Look at that cool, massive Xbox Series S that didn't sell.
Weird.
I know.
I picked up The Simpsons on the GameCube.
Excellent.
Simpsons
Road Rage.
Yep. I picked up Luigi's Mansion, which is one that I've wanted for a long time.
Same. That's actually one that I don't have in my collection. And a couple of shows ago, I think I was contemplating, or it might have been a post show or a Dino Mall, but I was contemplating maybe collecting the games that were launch titles for each system,
Yes,
each
I
Nintendo
remember you
system.
saying that, yeah.
So yeah, Luigi's Mansion's on that list.
And I got the original 13 on the GameCube. Now, I think a
thought
few
you
people in
had
the
that.
I've got the re-release on PS4,
Right.
the remaster,
Yep.
of which I've streamed a few times. The other thing I got was, I love a good weird game. Mm-hmm. I found Disaster Day of Crisis on
Yep.
the Wii. So there's kidnapped hostages, there's earthquakes, hurricanes, floods. Can you get through it in one piece?
Oh, we also saw the ghost of Dan McGuinness there.
Oh, he did.
And that ghost was selling some of Dan's old toys because they don't need them anymore because he's no longer with us. Rest in peace.
Yes.
But it was good to see the ghost of Dan McGuinness and good to see that they were a very happy person. But didn't Dan tell you? Sorry, the ghost of Dan tell you that that was actually a good game, that Day of Crisis?
Yeah, he did, because he's played the whole thing. He said he loved it. It was great. The ghost of Dan McGuinness spoke through paranormal type dealios. The other 2 things I got from the lovely gentleman.
There you
that
go.
was
Triple Indie in the chat. Disaster is a Monolith Soft rare gem. There you go.
fantastic. Yeah, I knew it was. I saw it, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I know I need it.
Yep.
And I also got my first ever boxed Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games.
Excellent.
So I have Quest for Camelot.
Yep.
And these are absolutely mint.
They're really nice.
And Sword of Mana.
That is a good pickup. That's I believe, an unofficial sequel, or it is a sequel.
Sequel to Secret of Mana.
Yeah, which is one of your very hyped games in your household.
Sure is.
I just put up some footage of Disaster on the Wii.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it. I can't wait to play this.
Yes, you
Yes!
punch boxes.
Oh, it's got a little Resident Evil 5 vibe there.
Man, it looks like God Hand, like an up-res God Hand. You ever played God Hand?
No.
Braden, you ever heard of God Hand? PlayStation 2 game?
No, that sounds like a PlayStation 2 title, though.
What is wrong with that guy?
He's a bit
He's hurt.
unseemly.
Thanks
Thanks for saving me.
You dragged him like 2 meters.
Sometimes that's all you need to do. But yeah, I was super happy. I also bought some figures off Dan. Bought him some X-Files figures.
Yep. Dan got a whole heap of Sega stuff as well. Like every time he sold a figure, because he was behind us, where our store was, and these guys were 2 down from us. And every time Dan sold one of his like rare, expensive figures, he came over and said, "Oh, what can I have now?" And just picked up, I reckon, about 10, 15 Dreamcast games. And
He had every Sega Dreamcast game and accessory from those guys. He must have walked home with a boot full of it. Drove home.
Now, I also picked up a fair amount of stuff. I just grabbed off my shelves what I remembered getting. But head on over to @Mr. Benjamin if you want to see the full list of what I got, because I put it all up there.
Which was your first post that you put up? Because I'll scroll down to it.
It would have been one of the dinos I got from King Kaiju.
Okay, we'll start there.
Well, I've got some here.
Oh, yep.
See.
I'll just scroll through this as a tease in the background.
This one here is Arctic Adventures. Now, this is the sequel to Kojima's first game, but it usually comes in a big clamshell. But this is the first time I've ever seen one in a cardboard box. So I went, oh, I'll grab that. That's a bit different because I like rare, silly NES games that aren't very common. But the very first thing I picked up...
Talking to you, Mike.
Sorry, the very first thing I picked up was this. That's right, another copy of Super Mario Brothers, because I don't have 50 of them already. But if I was to do this, can anyone tell me what's so special about it?
It's now backwards.
Yes, correct. But if you can see that, anyone in the chat?
I didn't know either, everyone, so I learned something.
Okay, so what I'm holding up here, this NES game, Braden, can you guess what it is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, I thought I'd give you a chance. So there's 5 screws in this NES game. That means it was one of the very first runs of this game, Super Mario Brothers, because what they did is, in later iterations, they put little plastic tabs there to take away the screws, obviously for a cost-saving measure. But what's also, not only is it a first run, inside this cart is actually the Japanese Famicom version of Super Mario Brothers, and then there's a converter into it as well. That's why this cartridge is so big, and the Famicom ones are half the size.
You should take it apart and show everyone.
Sure, I'll do that right now, shall I?
Yeah,
just rip it open.
Crack it.
Thread those screws.
So I've been after that for a long, long time, and I found that the guy just went, "Oh, it's $20." So that was the very first thing I picked up, and I was very, very happy to have that in the collection. Then I got, hang on, oh yeah, this classic. My sister had this VHS when we were kids, and I loved it so much. Braden, you ever seen the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
Oh, I've heard about this.
Where they do the Mario?
Yeah.
So
Captain
bad.
what's his name?
Captain Lamo?
Captain Lou, whatever. Anyway, every Friday they had this cartoon, The Legend of Zelda. This is the one where Link's "Excuse me, princess" came from. Because he was always trying to get a kiss from Zelda.
Not
That's
creepy
right.
at all.
Pirate Coopster in the chat has said, "Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go do the Mario. Take one step. And then again, let's all do the Mario
trying to
together
get
now."
viewers or lose viewers?
Lou Albino, that's right. He's dead now. But anyway, I got that from King Kaiju. There it is. He's always trying to get kisses from Zelda, like the awful male that he is.
Why does Link look so different to what he does in the game?
Because this was based on the very first NES game. That's why there's only 2 pieces of the Triforce.
Was it still called the Triforce when there was only 2 pieces?
Yeah, like in the opening credits, it says, "This is the Triforce of Wisdom. The evil wizard Ganon has the Triforce of Power. Whoever has both pieces of the Triforce will rule this land forever." Apparently, it wasn't until, I think, Link to a Past that they had 3 pieces of the Triforce.
Did someone just all of a sudden go, "Oh shit, we called it Tri"?
Yeah. Next thing I picked up, I already own this game as a cart, which I've since moved on to floppy. Boom. Because I now have a box version of the worst Nintendo 64 game and possibly the worst 64 game ever created. That's right, Superman 64 is in my grubby little hands, and I can guarantee you it will never get played.
I see you got the Invisible Edition.
Yes, I got the special edition that has Superman bursting out from our blue screen, or green screen as some like to call it.
It's to demonstrate the lack of content in the game.
That's right. So if you like Green Mist, pick yourself up. yeah, this I got this for $40.
I'm actually going to play this, by the way.
I have played it before. It's an awful game, and I joked on the day when I bought it because they were talking. I was talking to the gentleman who I purchased it off, and he was saying, "I'm a big Superman fan, so I had to get it." And he said, "Oh, I never made it past the first level." And I said, "That's because there's no other game past the first level. That's why the first level's so rubbish. I didn't actually finish it." But yeah, it is rubbish. So to answer Dylan the Villain in the chat, I got that for $40.
So being the fact that it's so rubbish, do you think I'm going to love it?
Oh, you will. No, it's rubbish because it's really frustrating. Like the very first level is you're flying around Metropolis and you have to go through these rings.
The hoops, yeah.
Because Lex Luthor's released a gas.
The gas was there because they couldn't have the time or the money to make a background?
Yep. And the steering of Superman, the controls of Superman are so wooden and awful and tanky that you even miss a ring minusculely, you failed the mission. Like it's that hard.
It is so rubbish.
Look at it. Look at the turns you have to... What's he doing with his arms?
Yeah, I was going to say, what is he...
He's doing the breaststroke in midair.
It's like every time he turns in the air, he's a little bit scared. And he's like, whoa, God.
I got a bunch of other stuff as well, but I didn't remember to bring it. But I have got in my hands sort of the steal of the weekend for me.
I didn't know what these were. I'd never heard of them.
So there was a thing that came out in the late 90s called the Pokemon Mini, which was a little console that had itsy-bitsy little cartridges, and you swapped them all out. Very, very low run, especially over in Australia. These gentlemen had not only the box...
Nothing in it.
Without the count. It's got the game in there. It is a PAL version, Australian version, as we can see there with the G rating sticker. So it didn't have the console, which, it's not that big a deal. Also came with 3 of the games.
How many games were there?
There was more than this. It was about 9. But the games go for about $125 each. Yeah, that's how rare. This is one of the Pokemon things that I never thought I'd have in my collection.
Yeah, right.
Because they are just so rare. And if I did have it, I assumed I'd get like a Japanese one.
Yeah.
Just because they're a lot easier to find over there. But to have a PAL one, for the money I paid for it, I'm not going to reveal how much I paid because...
Just in case he's watching.
He wouldn't be watching. No one else is. But yeah, I was really, really, really happy with it. I got another cool thing, but I forgot to get it. We'll talk about that in Dynamore or something. It's like I got it from King Kaiju. It's a game where it's a handheld console, but instead of a game, it's like an art studio that you draw. And I got it because it was Mega Man X on the front, but it came with 3 games, one of which was Street Fighter 2 from the anime. So I had to get it. There you go, November 2001 they came out.
Wow.
And there was different colors, different designs. The blue one was the common one. I got the Chikorita one, so I have to get like a green one. So that's going to be fun when I find one, and have to spend a lot of money.
Do you think you'll try and get all the games and get a full collection?
Hell no, because it costs
It
too
seems
much.
like achievable though, if you're only missing like 5 games.
But I've got a lot more things I'd like to spend a couple of $100s on than little games that I probably won't ever play.
Okay, but you just got like 4 of them for
A good
Holy
price.
moly.
What's that?
I just looked up to see if I could find a Pokemon Mini in green
Yep.
on eBay.
Yep.
The first one to pop up
Yep.
is a green one, so
Yep.
that's good news for you.
Yep.
It comes with Pokemon Party.
Yep. Which was a packing.
Yep. And it does, in fact, is currently on sale for well over $450.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So I won't be getting that anytime soon.
Youch.
But they are the people who we got it from are at a market this weekend that Floppy and I and maybe Braden might head on down to and have a little bit of a
Perusal.
well, they're moving. They were telling us they're moving up to Brisbane.
Yeah, moving to Queensland.
So they
they've gotta
want to get rid
stuff.
of things.
Yes, and because they liked us, because we're
Nice guys.
we're rather dashing.
And gave them a lot of money.
Insider scoop.
Yeah. So anyway, don't go near the market that we're going to this weekend, or we'll
Which
slap
is
you.
the Jeps Cross Market.
Yes. Yeah, everyone go to the Jeps Cross Market. That's where we'll be. We'll see you there. We'll meet you out the front. Just wait for us. We'll be there right on 9:00.
Sorry, Harndorf Markets.
Then we'll go up to the Harndorf markets, where we can buy things like the Switch OLED, which I did today.
Did you buy a Switch OLED today?
I did buy a Switch OLED. In fact, here it is. Well, that's the box.
I like the rejigger of the box.
I do like that the box is smaller. I'm actually, I was uploading it before. We'll go into the Nintendo-isms of it. But the Switch OLED, pretty happy with it. We were looking at them both before, side by side. I've got it just here. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, I was surprised in the difference side by side. Like, I was thinking that I was not going to be able to see it unless it was something a little more graphically powerful than a Switch. I didn't think I'd notice a difference in the screen.
So that's that's a launch day Switch with my Zelda controllers on it. Oh, look, you can see what we're looking at.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Inception. Oh, snap.
Oh, you snapped me. I can't talk. But this is the OLED one, a lot bigger. In fact, I'll turn them both on.
So it's not physically bigger as a actual tablet, is it? It's just the screen.
No, so they're the same size. So if I go side by
But the
side,
screen has huge difference in the bezel.
see everyone, look at that.
Oh.
Look at that great light.
Oh, hang on, this one turned off.
Just
Might be-
open them and have them both on.
Yeah, hang on.
This is good content.
Good content. There we go. What? No, that's turned off. What is going on? Anyway, there we go. The screen is a lot brighter. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just stop.
The screen's a lot brighter. I do enjoy that.
The sound is amazing.
Yeah, well, I like it because it doesn't sound like a Harrier jet taking off. Like the fan of my other Switch is just going...
What have you done to your Switch?
It's because, again, it's a launch Switch, so it's had its fair share of hammerings. But basically exactly the same. Feels exactly the same. The sound is a lot better because the speakers have been moved to the front. So the sound is a lot louder, a lot more vibrant. The screen is really, really cool, really nice. As a handheld device, 100% recommend it because it is crisp, it is clear. I love the new dock. I reckon it suits really, really well. But you were saying that...
The kickstand is the biggest improvement, I think, man.
All right.
Because that little kickstand on the old one, rubbo.
Yep, it was a bit rubbish.
Look at that. That's the same sort of width as the entire tablet.
And the SD card just slots in there. You don't have
same
to...
place?
No, well, kind of, but you don't have to take out a panel in order to get it in there.
We didn't have
It
to
just
before
slides
either.
in.
You just lift it under the kickstand.
Yeah, so you can see that.
Oh, yeah. So
Just
same
slides in.
sort of thing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that I think is the most well thought out sort of thing they did to it. Oh, they upgraded the internal memory, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, so you got
64?
64 gig in there now as well.
It's 32 in the original.
That's right. Yeah, really cool. One thing I didn't like about it is the Nintendo way of getting my content from one Switch to another.
No, come
So,
on, Nintendo.
in order to get it from my old Switch to the new Switch, I had to upload all my saves to the cloud because I'm a Nintendo Online member.
So if you're not a Nintendo Online member,
Yes.
you couldn't do that, could you?
No, if you're not a Nintendo Online member, you have to transfer it one by one over to the Switch via infrared or being on the same internet connection so it can talk to each other. But me being a Switch Online member, I could upload it to the cloud and then re-download it. However, that doesn't download the games. So then you have to go into the eSwitch on your new Switch, which is going to be your primary Switch, and go in there to the games you've downloaded and then re-download every single game one at a time in order to have them on there.
What are you doing, Nintendo?
You know, it's an extra step, but that's not too bad.
However,
if you own Animal Crossing
or Pokemon,
or Pokemon,
I would say two of the biggest games on the Switch.
there's a couple of extra steps that you have to go through. And if you plan on getting rid of your Switch, you want to make sure you do this first. Otherwise, you could not have your Pokemon games save or your Animal Crossing Island, because the Animal Crossing Island is registered to your Switch, not to your profile.
Is that why it is? I was wondering what the difference was.
Yeah. So in order to swap your Animal Crossing Island over, you have to go and download an app from the eShop, and you have to download it on both consoles. Then you have to open the app on your original console and say, yep, this is the island I want to transfer. Then you have to open the app on the new console and go, yep, this is the target one. And then it sends it over, and then that's it. It's done.
At that point, I'd be like, start again.
So then that's swapped over. Then if you want your Pokemon Sword and Shield save to go over... This took me a while to figure out. So you have to download the game. Then you have to go back to your other Switch, and you can't upload it to the cloud because of piracy thing and cloning Pokemon and everything. So you have to do the same thing. You have to say, I want to send this to another one and receive it from another one. So you have to open up both Switches, put them side by side, and they have to talk to each other in order to get the saves across. It was, I reckon, to download not all of my games and not all of my saves. It took me the better part of 3 hours to transfer a majority of my stuff over.
That's ridiculous. You know what I did for my PlayStation 5 and my Xbox Series X? Turned them on, clicked yes, install content.
Yep, and it was done.
Boom.
Yeah, so it was just Nintendo being very much Nintendo.
It's so weird. The other thing they did, they put an Ethernet port in there, didn't they?
Yes, they did in the dock, which I tried before.
Which was a weird addition. I didn't think that was really required.
It's almost like Ethernet would be an incredibly easy way to transfer a system.
But only if the other one has an Ethernet port too.
Oh,
You'd think that.
They completely balked it.
Yeah. Good old Nintendo being Nintendo. Now, I was saying to Floppy before, and I said it a couple of times, I'm a little bit of a Nintendo fan.
A little bit.
Nintendo are pissing me right off lately. Like, ever since Iwata passed away, some of their decisions have been very, very questionable, and it's starting to test my testes. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's not spankerful anymore. It's starting to hurt like a good old tumor right up there.
Doctor about
And
that.
the vast deference. There's a vast difference between you and me, Floppy, but it's not mine. Oh. Anyway, you guys reckon you'll upgrade?
Not this time.
No?
I spend 90% of my Switch time docked, so the benefits, the benefits of this I think are way
Minuscule.
more. No, I don't think they're minuscule. I think for me they're minuscule. I think for someone who plays a lot portably, they're a great idea. Or for someone who's going to get a Switch now for the first time, you might as well get this one.
Yep, agreed. Well,
Like,
I don't think they'll have a choice, will they?
There's still flagship ones around.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be
how
far,
long
so-
they'll stay in production, I don't know.
I should say as well, this OLED Switch also has the extended or the larger battery that the revision Switch had.
The flagship.
Not the original one, not the launch Switch that I've got, which is another reason
Yeah.
why I decided to switch them over.
Ooh. But yeah, so I won't be making it myself. If they do one that has upgrades to that benefit having it docked, I might. But I'm pretty happy with my Switch at the moment anyway, so...
I was about to ask, is this Mr. A-Game?
Yeah, you bet. He was one of the top searches when I just searched Switch OLED.
Awesome.
Good for him.
Brayden.
Will I get this?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm going to spend my time actually shouting out some of the comments in the chat.
Oh, please do.
War, We Are Robots, has actually said, I'm right off them the last 12 months. Nothing they do is pro-consumer. Followed by Afronix. When you have Xbox who are becoming so consumer-focused, giving lots and not taking a hell of a lot, it's very different business practices.
Yep.
It is.
Well, I mean, Xbox, ever since Phil Spencer took over, have just been pro-consumer. And I think the gaming genre as a whole has grown because of their such pro-consumer ideas and ways of presenting their product. Nintendo are still stuck in this whole...
Nintendo are very much like PlayStation, though. They have the games that people will go there for the game despite anything else, whereas Xbox doesn't have that.
Yeah, well, Nintendo's got their flagship titles that people will buy Nintendo systems for to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with Sony. And it gets to the point where, we heard about cocky Sony a few years ago with the PlayStation 3, where they just went, yeah, it is, get a second job, you'll buy it, you'll love it.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I love Sony. I will always be a PlayStation guy. That was dumb.
Yep. I love Nintendo. I'll always be a Nintendo guy. And as I said before, they are just annoying the bejeebers.
There is one thing about Microsoft that I found, and it's only sort of dawned on me recently, that is not consumer friendly or retail friendly. Their naming and the naming of their consoles, not consumer friendly, not retail friendly, and the differentiating between the Xbox Series X and Xbox One versions of games at a retail level is horrible.
Really?
Absolutely horrible. Sometimes you can't tell which one's which without actually sitting down and reading the cover for like 5 minutes. And there is ones that will work on one but not on another.
Oh, well.
That's it. That's the only thing that's very small.
Overall, I think if you're going to play the Switch as a handheld primary device, go ahead, grab it, pick it up. It's well worth it. The screen's beautiful. If it's going to be a TV one, you already have one with a updated battery life, then I probably wouldn't bother unless you want to upgrade. Oh, one interesting point that Floppy brought out is with the white Joy-Cons, They're going to get really dirty.
They're going to get filthy with all your little Cheeto fingers.
So just be wary of that. Do you know what else gets really dirty? Like super nasty dirty?
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers fans. When they don't get their own way. But there was a reveal this past week of the final ever Smash Brother. And it is, oh brother, brother.
Oh brother, where art thou?
Sora's here. Spoiler.
G'day, Sora.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts is the final DLC Smash Brother combatant.
Now,
this was a beautiful trailer. I think it bookended the start of it very, very well. It reminded everyone that, yeah, these are amiibos or toys that are fighting, not the actual characters. The way that Sora was revealed was so wonderfully done and directed. And the music, we listened to it just before the show.
yeah, we did. I hadn't watched it yet.
The music was just
It was
beautiful.
great. It was very Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like I really Toy Story
It was
vibes.
fantastic. Braden, what did you think about the reveal?
I thought, yeah, actually, like cinematically, it's very well done. It hits on the key flavor points of what Kingdom Hearts is about, I think. And yeah, like visually, absolutely stunning. The main takeaway from this for me was less actual excitement, but more so just like happy for the people who were incredibly excited about it.
Yeah.
Like seeing the amount of joy that it brought people, like that's what's good. That's what I'm here for.
So our own social media guru Anto is like the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan I've ever met.
He's got the Keyblade tattoo.
He's
on
got
him.
tattoo. I mean, my eldest son Jaden is a massive fan too. He has Kingdom Hearts tattoos on him and everything, but he owns a big Keyblade. But Anto, I think, takes the cake out of anyone that I've ever met for a Kingdom Hearts fan, and I've met a few. I can just imagine what it would have been like sitting in his lounge room when this thing came out, because he predicted this too. Predicted and hoped
It
for.
was his.
It was his dream
wish.
and his pick. Would have been unreal.
So I thought, because this is not Iwata, Sakurai's, swan song. That's
Baby.
it. He's retiring now. The
His piece de
man
resistance.
behind Kirby is no more. He's sailing off into that good night.
He doesn't look old enough to have invented Kirby.
That's all the IVs he plugs into himself.
Oh, he does look like he had a bit of Botox as well.
I thought we'd go back and have a look at what is quite possibly the greatest roster of a game ever.
Do you want to go one by one and do one each?
All right.
There's a lot in here.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll start with old mate Piranha Plant.
Oh, no, I mean, we're going to start with the 82 selectable characters that you could choose from.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's 82 selectable characters. These are just actual characters, not clones of characters, not skins, not reproductions.
Individual characters.
82 characters. Braden, if you can find a shot of the player select screen
Yeah, it's
showing
ridiculous.
82
All right,
characters.
let's have a look.
I really should go
Smash
back and actually play
Bros.
this game in the story mode and unlock all the people.
Well, you have to pay for the 2 DLC packs, which
Wow.
are only about $30.
They're
I
not
think.
much.
Yeah.
They're not much when you consider how much you get for them.
But yeah, well, let's go through some of the characters who are in the game. So yeah.
So I've already said Piranha Plant.
Yep. Then we had Joker from Persona, which is, a Sony Sega property.
Hero
Oh,
from
Sega
is that
property?
from
I'm lying. Sorry, what?
Dragon? Is that from Dragon Quest?
Yes,
Hero.
Hero,
Dragon
yep.
Quest.
Banjo-Kazooie, who used to be Nintendo and then went over to Microsoft.
Yeah. Terry Bogard.
Yep, from Final Fight.
Right.
Belief,
Byleth.
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 Oh no, fire person.
I only heard Bogart, and I thought you said Humphrey, and I was very confused.
That was
Very
amazing.
different game.
Just from Casablanca. Min Min. I don't know Min Min.
From ARMS.
Oh, that was a short-lived game. That was really cool.
Yeah. Steve and Alex from Minecraft are in there, which is again a Mojang, which is owned by Microsoft.
And I believe Amiibo is coming out.
Yep. Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah. Sephiroth from the
Final Fantasy
Fantasy series.
Pyra and Mithra, again fire people, I think. Or maybe no, that was Xenoblade, weren't they? I'm sure Triple India. Will help me out.
Someone will correct this. Kazuya and I'm going to butcher these names, by the way. Mishima.
Yep, from Tekken. Not Tekken. The other one, the other fighting one. Yeah, it is Tekken. Yeah, it is Tekken. I'm right. And Sora, and we've also got, of course, Ryu and Ken, Solid Snake, Pac-Man, Cloud, Steve from Minecraft again. But that's not all. They're just the main characters. There's also character skins of characters that you can play. So these are just skins that go over your character creations. You've got the shooter, the sworder, and the brawler. and you had skins that you can put over. So some of the skins that include the Doom Slayer,
So good.
so the Doom guy, Sans from Undertale,
Persona 3 and 4 protagonists.
Cuphead,
Oh, I love Cuphead. That's so good. Vault 111 jumpsuit from Fallout.
which is the Vault guy,
Yeah. Fallout Fallout Boy.
Arthur
Vault guy.
from Ghosts and Goblins,
Oh, Bomberman.
Yep.
I haven't actually read this bit yet.
Travis Touchdown from that other Nintendo series.
No. Yep, name's gonna right out of my
No
head.
more heroes.
That's
Thank
the
you.
one.
No more heroes. Dante from Devil May Cry. Big red coat.
Shantae from Shantae,
And Doomslayer.
and the Dragonborn.
Missed that one.
Yeah, from Monster Hunter.
Which one would you go with?
Of all the me characters,
Yep.
I don't know, Bomberman.
I'd
Looks
probably
pretty
go
cool.
Doomslayer or Dante. Maybe Cuphead. I really like Cuphead. I suck at it because it's so hard, but I really like it.
But like, this game is huge,
Oh, this game is non-stop. Like, there is just a ridiculous amount of content in it.
and like, I honestly do not think we will ever see. I think that firstly, I think this is the last Smash Brothers we will ever have. I think this is it.
Do you reckon?
Yep. Well, Sakurai's retiring.
Yep.
The amount of effort and everything they had to put into not only getting all these licenses.
Oh,
You've got Sony, you've got Disney, you've got Microsoft, you've got Capcom, you've got all these different companies and all their high-end IPs. The amount of money they would have had to spend to license these characters in order to get them in the game is just insane. The fact that you can have Fatal Fury fighters fight Capcom Street Fighter fighters, fight Tekken fighters.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you can like have Mario versus Sonic. Like, this is unbelievable. If you told a younger version of me that there was going to be a fighting game with all these characters who could fight against each other, I
you'd
wouldn't
have
have
thought it was
believed you.
no. So here's my idea though. If they've already paid for these licenses, they've got them for whatever they want to use them for, right?
For a period of time. It depends on the license or
So
the IP contract.
surely they'd be kind of silly not to now evolve what Smash Brothers is and continue it, but continue it without is it Sakurai or Sakurai? Sakurai. And continue it, but continue it in a different form, so as to not, sort of leave his legacy, but continue what they've got going. 'Cause how was it? There's been a Smash game on every console since when?
The Nintendo 64.
Yeah, 64.
Yeah.
That's every single handheld and home console. You'd be ridiculous to stop that now.
I just want to close out by saying, how important do we think this game actually is? Like, realistically, in the future, are we going to look back on this game? Say it's the last one.
Yeah.
Are we going to all look back on this game and go, wow, that was actually a big deal? Because for me, I think the fact that collaboration to get all these characters in and get these characters working. Let's not forget when Steve was introduced to the game, they had to completely go in and rewrite part of the code to make Steve work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of his shape or something?
No, because of how he built. Because he builds barriers and everything.
Oh.
And he does that on every single level.
Yeah, right.
In the game, and there's that's the thing as well. Each character comes with their own level or two. So
Yeah,
you've got
and
over
music?
100. Yeah, you've got over 100 levels, and
Yeah, it's unreal.
Soundtrack. I don't know. Braden, what do you think?
I think this is absolutely excellent and amazing, and I would be terrified to be the Nintendo employee who in 5 years has to try and come up with something new.
Yeah, it will have to be something new because they're not going to repeat this again.
I think, going back to your point, I think it is that important already. Like, I don't think we need to wait 10 years to look back on it and see how important it was. I think we already know how important it was. Like, it's had such a huge impact on Nintendo fans, on collaboration, on tournaments. Like, it's that game that you play at tournaments next to Street Fighter. Like, yeah, it's already that important.
It's a wonderful game, and I much like everyone else, I don't think we'll see the likes of it again.
I just wish I was better at it.
Yeah, well, you got to practice.
I always forget who I am. Like, there's so many people jumping around. I start watching someone, thinking I'm doing heaps good, and then I'm like, nope, I'm the dude falling off the edge. Shit. That's
Got a
why
couple
I play
of
Kirby.
news bites I want to break into before we go in and talk about the Nintendo 64's 25th anniversary.
Yo.
Firstly, we got new trailers for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, or Brilliant Diamond and Sensational Pearl. Just a couple of things, takeaways. Firstly, I really like the look of this game.
Yeah,
I think
it
it looks like a proper remake, a Switch update of the original game, and I am all for that.
That's how they're doing the Poketch.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I think this looks great.
I'm so excited for this game.
Like we've spoke about many times, I missed the Pokemon hype train back in the 90s. I'm only sort of discovering it lately. So, and I really like what they've done here, and I don't have that sort of nostalgic connection to the old ones.
Yep.
So, yeah, I really dig it. And I also have liked going back and playing some of the old ones as well.
Now, Braden, I don't know if you noticed just then, you see that screen pop up where they had all the HMs written?
Yes.
That's how they're doing it.
I love that. It's genius because you're adapting something from the DS where it had an entire separate screen for a menu that you could touch at any time. Mm-hmm. So having it like that, that's so smart. Like, they've done a great job with
What's
this.
a HM?
So a HM is a hidden move. So in order to progress through the game, because Pokemon is a game that has areas that are gated, and you need to, you can't go into an area unless you have the thing to get in there. Well, get in there when they want you. So for
like
example,
cut?
You cut is HM01, and you cut specific plants in order to get to different areas.
Because I remember having to get that in. I think the first one I played through was Soul Silver.
Yep.
I had to get cut to get to a whole other area of the game.
Correct. Incidentally, Braden, Floppy told me a story the other day. I don't think you were there. I was playing Pokemon Go and a Machop came up, just an average blue Machop.
Yep.
And Floppy looked at it and goes, "Isn't he supposed to be green?"
Oh.
And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Mine's green." No, you've got a shiny.
That's
You've
great.
had a shiny. Anyway, I thought that was quite cute.
That's so good.
But yeah, the HM nows are going to be not put on Pokemon, so you won't have to have your Bidoof HM slave for the whole game. They're going to
Wait,
be
what? You can free Bidoof from his slumber?
correct.
Oh my god.
So hidden moves are now going to be part of the what's it called again?
The Poketch.
Yeah, the Pokite.
So any Pokemon you have selected at the time can use it?
No, so they basically call a Pokemon to come and do it for you, much like they did in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
So it's like a side character that comes out.
Yeah,
You don't have to have a slot in your
party in order to have it
set
yeah.
with that person. Oh, okay, that's cool.
So that's how they've dealt with it,
Okay.
and I very much like that. I think that's a really good idea.
yeah, that's a great idea.
It definitely creates much more freedom in what you get to do.
Yeah,
Like, everyone hated their Bidoof that had all 4 slots taken up with hidden moves.
yep, and you had to like swap him out when you go into battles.
What's a
and
Yeah.
Bidoof?
Bidoof is the little beaver.
Okay.
Then we also saw this same day, actually, another trailer for Arceus. So again, they're keeping these games very close together, almost
Yeah.
like they're intrinsically linked.
November and February?
Yep. January.
January
yeah,
28th for Arceus.
Almost like they've rewritten the end of the game of Diamond and Pearl, which will continue over. But hey, that's just me speculating. All I want to say about people who are saying, "Oh, it looks so empty for a Pokemon game." Have they ever played a Pokemon game? I was playing Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy the other week on stream, where a town consists of a lab and 2 houses.
And
That was
are
a
there
town.
any Pokemon walking around there?
No, none at all.
No.
None at all. It's, well, for starters, I don't think Arceus is an open world game. They have not mentioned at all that Arceus is an open world. They have
Really?
not said that.
I could have sworn that.
Everyone thinks that they have because that's what the common belief is. But nowhere in their press releases or in any of the trailers have they said open world. And don't you think if it was an open world game that they would be going on about it as a selling point?
There's a word for that, by the way. There's a word for that phenomenon where everyone remembers something that actually never happened.
It's
No
called,
Man's Sky.
It's called nerd rage. Yeah, so
Sky.
I think it's going to be just like the other. I think you're going to go into open areas, but they're going to be gated
Yeah.
until they want you to progress to those open areas. It's going to be like the wild areas in Sword and Shield. And we were introduced to Cleavor, which is a evolution of Scyther that isn't Scyther.
Is that the green one with the razor arm things?
Yeah. So now he's got these big. He's a rock bug type now with
I think
big
it was
old
like a grass
axes.
dude.
No, he's a bug.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got
Is this
big
him?
old chunkers. Yep, there he is.
That looks sick.
He's glowing because he's a mean person.
I'm going to play the heck out of this. This is cool.
Yeah, I cannot wait for these games.
Mandela effect. Thank you, Anto.
Yeah, looks great. I'm very, very excited for them. Cannot wait, and we're going to be covering them a lot here. I want to know what's in the pouch that you throw at them. Like you're throwing crap at them.
Just rocks.
Yeah, just you got your little
pouch
frickin'
of bees.
Oshawott down there getting smashed.
I just love that the Pokemon can hit you for once.
Yeah.
So is that a Pokeball? Is a Pokeball now a
no, but
a
you're going back
pouch?
to the 1800s here. So
that's what we're using as a Pokeball, though? A pouch?
no, you got steampunk Pokeballs. They're powered by steam or something. Yeah, there he is. That's Cleavor.
Cool.
Looks pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm down for this. I'm going
like
to play the crap out of it.
Yeah, I might even stream it. Depends how I feel. Other bit of news that we got, and we're only going to touch on this very, very quickly because we are running long again. How did that happen? This is going to be an extra long episode, everyone.
Because we talked heaps about the show.
Congratulations.
Toy Fair.
I have had comments that people want us to go longer for the podcast, but sorry. Well, you'll get your
We
wish
also
this
have
time.
lives, guys.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 3 may be getting a remake.
Yes.
Not 1 and 2, just
Which,
3.
You know what? They'll do it. They'll do them all.
Yeah, this makes me laugh a little bit. What if they go in chronological order of the story?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's... No, 3
Is number 1.
is number 1 anyway.
I can see them doing that.
Out of the main entrances, 3 is number 1 anyway.
So they call it Metal Gear Solid 1, 3.
So what does it go? It would go 3,
It goes
Metal Gear, Metal
Yep.
Gear 2,
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid,
Yep. Metal
then
Gear
2, then 4.
No, 5.
Oh, no, 5's in there as well.
5 goes back. 5 is
In between...
'Cause that's when they're-
No, it would go 3, then 5.
yes.
I'm
Then-
having a brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, it goes
3,
3,
5.
then 5.
Metal Gear,
Yep.
Metal Gear 2,
Yep.
Solid, Sons of Liberty,
Yep.
and then Sons of the Patriots, Guns of the Patriots.
Yep. Sons of the Patriots.
Yep, that one. Oh god, so
Yeah,
many games.
4.
So convoluted.
But yeah, well, I basically, rumors have it that Hideo Kojima will help guide the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake through production in an advisory role.
That's
Konami President Hideki Hayakawa
El Presidente.
understands that Metal Gear Solid 3 Solid Snake Eater remake stands a better chance of selling well with Kojima attached to the project. Well,
True.
the claim also clearly asserts that Kojima isn't directly involved in development of the remake, but will merely act as an advisor to the new developer, which we've seen before with Twin Snakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was an advisor. Are we happy to see a continuation of the series if they decide to go on that route?
Look, I'm always happy to see. Like, I'd like people to try, and I hope they succeed well. I don't want anyone to not touch it. Does that make sense?
But, I mean, are you happy if something like Metal Gear Survive comes along?
Well, I'm happy for someone to try. It doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
I think that the story is done as it is.
Yeah, I mean, that story, they can start a new story still in the Metal Gear universe and still with Metal Gear sort of world and stuff like that. And you don't have to, it doesn't always have to be Snake's story.
No, well, I mean, Snake's done. Like,
Snake
Snake and his
was done,
sons,
yeah.
Like, I think Metal Gear Solid 5 was a really nice swan song for
True.
it. But Kojima's been done with Metal Gear since Metal Gear 3.
Yeah, he didn't want to do any of the other ones.
He didn't want to do 4, but he came back and did... No, I think even 2, which is why he did Raiden.
He wanted to finish 2.
He wanted to finish 2 and then have someone else take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I don't think they need to do it.
I don't think they need to. I'm happy if someone does. If they do a bad job, I won't play it. If they do a good job, I'll play it.
Yeah. Braden, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm very much in the mindset of let things come to an end and move on to newer things. Like 2 out of 3 of the biggest manga that we sell in Greenlight Comics at the moment, like all of them, one's just ended and one of them ends really soon. And what that means is the creator gets to make a satisfying ending to the story they want to tell, and that's it. Even a comic that just came out recently, it ended, did 3 volumes in the trade paperbacks, and then now they're doing a like spin-off that's in the world but is separate in its own thing. I prefer that.
Yeah.
I like getting to tell your own consistent story. It's done, and that's it. And then you can explore the world you made later.
Now, I did want to talk about the Nintendo 64's 25th anniversary, but that is going to happen right after this break.
Those little eyes! Ah! Oh my god,
Game Boy Games. Game Boy Games was also at the Toy Fair. We hung out with him. I actually got a copy of Bonesy, the game that we just saw advertised.
You know what? I totally meant to grab one. I didn't, so I'm going to have to catch up. Yeah, I forgot. Like, after everything, it was a lot of stuff going on.
Well, do you know what you can do in order to get a copy of Bonesy? You can head on over to GameBoyGames.com and pick it up there. Or you can head on over to HackTheDino.com, click on the Discord button, join our Discord server where Michael Towns happens to be there, and then you can sort out to pick up a copy of that award-winning game.
If only he was in the chat right now and I could tell him
He's
that I
not.
would like one. I know he's not.
He's not here. He's not with us today.
Because if he was, he could hear us say thank you to our lovely Patreons.
He could. What would that sound like?
It would sound like this. We would like to say thank you to our lovely Patreons. If you would like to be a Patreon and help us out with the show and help us get awesome production value and make this pretty thing look even prettier, you can do so.
Probably need new hosts for that.
One at least. And I'll leave it up to you to decide which one.
What, the man with model-like hair or the bald egg sitting next to him?
You're fitter than I am.
Yeah, but you know you can get.
I can hide fit.
I'm stuck with this face.
Anyway, if you would like to help us out and show some love with monetary value,
and that's how you tell love. That's how you gauge love to someone.
It's not, but it's one way you can if you wish.
It's the most important way. Show the people you love by giving us money.
You can do that. You can go to hackthedino.com, click on the Patreon link there, I believe.
Yep.
And subscribe to us. You can do that for $1 a month. And then you can join our Discord. Jump in on the Discord, have some cool chats, share some cool things, and just jump in on the really cool community that we've got going there. So actually, it's really good. Like I love how much everyone gets along, how everyone shares and just
Good one. I love how everyone gets along and shares.
I thought you were going to say something, so I was waiting for you. You look like you were going to add something.
No, I just like hearing people slowly drown on their own words.
Well, and you look like you're about to jump in, so you start letting
Funny
him do
thing
it.
is, Havoc, the wrestler that I manage,
Yes,
has never been that confident in talking on the microphone.
which is weird because he's got like that persona. You would think that he was.
Oh, now he does. This is in the start of his career, 20 odd years ago. And he cut a promo once. It's this big bad heel, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get you next show." And then he didn't know how to end it, so he, in the middle of this promo, in front of an audience, just goes, "So, yeah, see you next show." And then just walked off.
I'd do that. All right. For $2 a month, you can get your name added to the list that scrolls down the bottom of the show here. There's all those guys down there. They do at least $2 a month. Cool guys. Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, everyone.
Next tier up is tier $10 a month tier, where you get your name read out, such as Karen Knight, Dylan the Villain, Triple Indy, Mike Towns, Ash Knight, Game Boy Dad, and Hey It's Anto.
Hey, it's Anto. Hey, it's Anto is also our social media guru. Big round of applause and ups for him.
He's been going above and beyond.
He's doing really well. Like when we originally sat down with him and said, "Do you want to do the social media for us?" I said, "You know, you just have to put like one line of text and a picture, so you know."
Nope,
people
writes a book.
No, he writes a paragraph on everything, and it's
And
amazing.
covers everything.
So much better than I ever did.
So good at his job. Thank you, Anto.
Give him a round of applause. We played Fortnite last night in duos, and we won 2 matches back to back. It was quite
Nice.
good.
Funny how that happens when I'm not playing.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Because I'm rubbish.
Yes, you are.
Yes. $10 a month also gets access to a monthly show called Dino More,
Oh yeah.
where we chat about a specific subject at point, but it's a little more relaxed, less not scripted, and more of a conversation with us as opposed to you just having to listen to us jabber on about stuff we want to talk about. Or you can jump up to the $15 a month tier. You get the post show every fortnight. And a chance to choose a song for Braydan versus the World.
Yeah,
the real gift.
Yes. So the the post show tonight, I've decided we're going to go through the brand new Resident Evil trailer that dropped today.
I don't want to watch it.
Oh, you're going to watch it, buddy. And there was something else I wanted to look at as well. Oh yeah, I want to talk about Squid Game. So Brayden, we're talking about Squid Game.
No spoilers though, right?
No, we won't spoil it.
Cool, because I haven't watched any yet.
No, we won't spoil it. But I've got a lot to say about that. As a writer, I've got a lot to say about that.
Okay. Final tier for Patreon is the $25 a month tier. You get to supply us with a video of your product yourself, much as Game Boy Games has done, and we will run that live in the show.
If you would like to support us in a different way, we've got a merch store.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I finally got off my hands and went to the keyboard and did some typing.
And we are getting merch.
And I typed these words. Hey, Brayden, can you use your talent to design something, please? And Brayden went, sure can, and gave us all the really cool stuff. So you can head on over to hackthedino.com. And you will see on the list there a little thing that says merch. Click on there. It will go to our Redbubble store, and you can get yourself a whole plethora of things. There's the Hack the Dino Riders logo that Brayden invented, which is great. There is the I Will HMO 1U shirt.
I love that one.
Yeah? You understand it now?
I do. I will cut you.
You can get mugs, you can get hats, you can get everything. As soon as we've saved up money, I'm sure we're going to get a run of stuff done, and we'll just sit here basking in our own...
We have hoodies, don't we?
There, you can get hoodies as well. Black Thunder 482 in the chat has asked, what are your favourite dinosaurs? I don't think we've ever been asked that.
I love this question.
Yep.
I freaking love this question.
What's your favourite dinosaur?
I have two favourite dinosaurs, but my number one favourite dinosaur is a Pachycephalosaurus.
Yep.
Jesus, how do I spell that?
You don't.
It's called a Pachy.
It's the one that likes to headbutt stuff, and it had like a little old man veranda hairdo going on. See if you can get a...
I feel like a 5-year-old.
Are you trying to get a
Oh my
picture
god,
of
I've got way too many letters in here. Oh wait, maybe not.
See if you can, so this is my favorite dinosaur.
All right, here we go.
The Pachycephalosaurus.
Oh, it's the little. Yeah, I know this guy.
Are you bringing up a photo, or are we...
Do you have a preferred type of the look of them, or?
No.
Okay, I've got a good one.
The only thing I know is the skeleton, obviously. Yeah, that's the Pachycephalosaurus. Love that guy.
That's a toy of one.
That's a toy of one.
That's made out of plastic, and plastic's made from fossils. So technically, it's a plastic
actual
toy
dinosaur
made from a dinosaur.
My second favorite one is an Ankylosaurus.
Good old Ankylo. That's fair.
He's cute. You like your Patty's head.
That's
not the Ankylosaurus.
If you had to guess what my favorite dinosaur is, what do you think it'd be? I'll give you a hint. I created this show.
Triceratops.
Yes.
Michael Ceratops.
Michael Ceratops. Brayden, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh God!
If you say T-Rex, you're fired.
What was the Disney dinosaur movie?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that main character was.
Bronto.
Is that what that is?
Yep.
The Disney dinosaur. Do you mean
Bronto or
like
Diplodocus?
Land Before Time?
Just look to your left,
no,
Brayden.
no. There was do you guys know about the Disney dinosaur movie?
Oh!
CG. It was terrible.
That's right. With the it was a Strachio.
I watched heaps of it as a kid.
Strachiosaurus.
This movie was utter garbage.
Yeah.
Look at this face.
Yeah. Why is that your favorite?
I watched the movie a bunch.
I also like the Parasaurolophus.
Anyway, that's enough about dinosaurs.
Got a big pompadour hairdo.
Head on over to hackthedino.com and get yourself a t-shirt with our faces on it. Not our faces.
I think that just proves how easily we are distracted by dinosaurs.
Yeah. Good question, Black Thunder. Thank you.
Yeah, look at those shirts.
Look at that Hack the Dino logo.
I cannot wait to get that shirt. I made it blue on purpose because I thought it looked better on blue.
You mean you like wearing blue?
No, I just think that logo pops really well on blue.
Fair.
So if you look at the original Dino Riders logo, Brayden's copied it pretty much word for word and style for style. And
legally different enough from, though.
10%. That's all you need. 10%. Parody laws. Anyway,
yeah, wait, here it is. This is the original.
Yep. Harness the power of dinosaurs.
Thank you for the follow, Black Thunder. That's the original, and then that was the Hack the Dino.
We should work it into a Jurassic Park logo as well.
Oh, there's plans.
I will do that.
There's plans. All right, moving on. We learnt just before we came on air that the River City Girls 2 trailers dropped. Now, before we had not seen anything.
No.
We'd seen a slither of a poster. We learnt the characters who were in there, who I think is Bimmy and Jimmy's girlfriends from the original River City Rivals or Street Gangs, whatever it used to be called.
Believe you.
But I actually haven't seen this yet. Brayden brought it up just before we were about to jump on. So
this is live react for you.
This is a live react of the River City Girls 2 trailer.
You're not going to get the music, but I'll let you know how it is.
Is it a bop?
We'll see.
Are you going to sing along to the music?
God, no. That would be incredibly racist. Okay, here we go.
Oh. Whoa.
So far, so good. Yep, that's River City Girls. That's good.
Does it look more detailed than River City?
I'm not sure. This is River City playing now.
Yeah, River City Girls. This is not number 2, right? That's the hallway from the. That was the hallway from The Shining.
Oh, there you go.
That orange carpet. That was the hallway from the Shining hotel.
Yeah, this looks cool. I mean, it looks more like
And they're fainting John
same.
Travolta.
Yeah, more
Is
of the
that
same,
Ash? No.
which is really good. I've realised that this kind of reaction doesn't work well for a podcast.
It really doesn't, because these poor guys can't see, and gals and peeps can't see what we're looking at.
No, but anyway, it looks like more of River City Girls. And I think that it's a good time, and I'm going to enjoy playing it.
What did that guy do to his abdomen?
Much like the game of the year from 2 years ago was River City Girls, I'm sure this will be as well. Dylan the Villain asks, do you need to play River City Girls 1 in order to understand the storyline? No.
I don't think there is a storyline, really, is there?
It's
Punch, kick.
It's walk from left to right and punch kick.
Yep.
Did she just dab? Hold
Yep.
up.
Yes, dabbing's something people do now.
Can I just point
look
out
at
in
it
the
go.
chat, Black Thunder says, I like your hair, and then has, though, gone to the point of telling which one.
It's me. It's me and my hair.
The one on the left.
I used to like my hair too, and then it went away. Started evaporating.
Or maybe you've got, it's that one hair. It's
like
that hair.
water. Anyway, speaking of evaporating like water, so do years as they evaporate into the nothingness like tears in the rain.
Oh, gee. No,
I
Blade
just
Runner
invented
reference.
that. I just invented that.
That was a Blade Runner reference.
No, that was
Don't
me.
lie.
That was me off the top of my head.
That was
First
Rutger
time
Hauer.
that's ever been said in the English language.
Rutger Hauer, Blade Runner. You're not getting away with that.
Anyway, the Nintendo 64 turned 25 this year, so I thought it would be a good idea to go back and have a look at the Nintendo 64 and all its wonderfulness. It was released in the US on September 30, 1996. Previous to this, it was called Project Reality, and then the Ultra 64, then the Nintendo Ultra 64, before
Rubbish names.
finally being the Nintendo 64. What, you don't like that?
No, I don't like them.
Why not?
I find them too pompous.
Really?
Yep.
Project Reality
Yep. Dumb.
and Ultra 64.
Project Reality sounds like an imported game on the Wii.
Right. Funnily enough, you can still see the only remnants that have left of the Ultra 64. Incidentally, on where is it? On what's it called? What's the one? Etsy.
Oh, yep.
Good podcasting, Ben. On Etsy, people have T-shirts made up with the old Ultra 64 logo, and I'm so tempted
really?
to get one.
But it's so niche.
tempted.
Does anyone know what they are, apart from you and about 4 other people?
That's what makes it so good. I like niche things, says the guy in a Nintendo shirt.
Yeah.
The only relevant revenants of the Ultra 64 name is if you look on the carts and the hardware, if you flip it over and look at the, tells you all the mechanics and all the patents and everything. On there you see NUS. And that stands for Nintendo Ultra 64. And that's the only remnant. The other one is if you have one of these arcade machines in your house or somewhere, Cruising USA or Killer Instinct, it has the Ultra 64 logo because it used the Ultra 64 engine that Nintendo developed in order to have these games.
But you have to have the arcade machine.
Yeah, it's only on the arcade boards. Well, you need the boards in order to see them.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a collaboration with Midway. Anyway, did you ever play those arcade games?
No.
Did you ever see them?
Oh, I'd seen them, but I'd never played one, no.
That
I don't think so.
Killer Instinct on the arcade was really good. Really good.
I've got it on the 64, but I didn't I never played the arcade. Is that what you're saying? Asking if I played an arcade machine of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I decided to have a look at some of the bad things and some of the good things. Like Nintendo didn't do terribly well with the 64, believe it or not. It didn't sell as well. This is coming off the back of the Super Nintendo. And that continued obviously with the GameCube, and then they recovered with the Wii, but
They hit the Wii U.
It's Nintendo. They do this. Because they do innovate. I will give them that. And this had a lot of different innovations. But one of the primary reasons that the Nintendo 64 wasn't seen at the start as a successful system was because they PO'd a lot of the third-party developers like Square, which is why they lost the Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest licenses.
That was tough.
Because Final Fantasy was
Nintendo.
Up until there, and then they jumped over to the PlayStation because of the larger room on the discs, easier, cheaper. Because previously Nintendo had a monopoly with the NES and the SNES, so they thought that this could just continue.
JRPGs, man.
This is the type of dodgy crap they used to do for the NES and SNES. Nintendo made developers buy the whole printing run's worth of carts before they even sold a copy.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
So if it didn't sell, these guys are just left with it.
Yep, they are in the trash. Which is why a lot of people jumped ship as soon as Sony came to the front.
Yeah, wow.
Which is also why you get rare cards, because the developers weren't confident enough in some of their IPs that they just
Didn't buy the carts.
just didn't buy enough. Conker's Bad Fur Day is a perfect example.
And that's why you had so many on the CDs, I assume, and they jumped everything because they were way cheaper to produce, weren't they?
Yep. Much more room, better sound, held more data. CDs were a lot
A
better.
lot cheaper.
The Nintendo 64 also had no sound chip. Yeah, it had no sound chip. It was a cost decision, but also the fantastic chip that was in the Super Nintendo was made by Sony, and after Nintendo pissed them off with the Nintendo PlayStation, Sony weren't going to help them.
No, because it was Sony and Nintendo working together to
Correct.
make the next console,
Correct.
which then got split because Sony wanted to go with CDs.
Well, no, it was Nintendo. Nintendo decided they wanted to go with Panasonic rather than Sony.
Oh,
so
I thought
Sony
it was to do with the CD.
No, No, they were
format.
all for that. But Sony developed this whole PlayStation, and then when Nintendo pissed them off, they went, "Well, fine, we'll just make our own console."
We'll do it, and look where they are now.
Like Nintendo, dodgy as hell. But they did do a couple of things really, really well. Cart-based media. Oh, you can see on the screen there, shots of the Sony PlayStation.
Yeah.
Cart-based media and cart-based games mean there was no loading times
Oh, so good.
in between.
Instant.
Put it in, instant go. You want to talk about the controller?
The analog controller was the first one that other companies followed.
Go again.
Okay, the Z triggering developed by Nintendo for this console. So they had your left and right triggers, and then your left and right shoulder buttons. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, not so much. Z triggering, when you're playing Zelda and you lock onto an enemy.
Oh, yeah.
So up until then, no one had really done that. No one had given you the ability to focus
To be able to
on
focus
an enemy.
on it, to lock onto it, to lock on.
So that was Nintendo's first thing, obviously.
I didn't realize they were the first people to do that.
Yeah, they first people to do that. First people to do Mario. Well, Mario 64 was the very first 3D game.
Yeah, I was going to say, they worked out 3D worlds, yeah?
They worked it out worked it out so it works.
Yeah.
Worked it out
Did
so
it
it was
successfully.
enjoyable. Yeah. Unlike the game which we can see on screen now, which was Donkey Kong 64, which is a big pile of trash.
I've got that.
They stabilized polygons with the Nintendo 64. They were solid and grounded. As an example, early PlayStation games had scenery that moved around a lot because they hadn't figured it out, like Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I didn't play much of the original Tomb Raider floppy.
I did play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I went back and tried to play it again. Was it last year? It is fucking unplayable.
Really?
It's so bad.
The very first one?
The very first one. I can't do it. I don't know how I made it through. Like, I finished it back in the day, but I didn't know any better. And trying to play it now, it is almost like, I don't know how I ever did it.
Now, one of the points we've got here, which I'll just jump forward to because it is very, very similar vein to that.
Yep.
Did you find there was a lag between your controller inputs and how Lara moved on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not a huge lag,
But there is a slight
but
lag.
there is a lag.
Whereas the Nintendo 64 controller had none. It was
Yeah.
almost instantaneous with the way they did it. And as We Are Robots has pointed out in the chat, yes, their controller was the very first thumbstick as well. Very first one.
Because the original PlayStation didn't have analog sticks.
Nope. They had the DualShock.
No, they had, I can't remember what they called the first one. I don't think it was the DualShock.
Just the PS1.
I think the DualShock was the one that came out with the analog sticks.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
the revision. I might be wrong.
I'm getting all my names confused.
Yeah.
But it was also the first system to emphasize four-player playing because they had the 4 ports on the front.
Yeah, that was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
That was that started things, GoldenEye, Smash, all that sort of stuff that you could all of a sudden 4 players. That was unreal.
Mario
I think it was
Brothers,
after that
Mario
other
Kart.
consoles, brought out multi-taps.
No. We had multi-taps because we go to multi-tap for the NES.
Oh, did you?
This was the first console to have them all built in, so you didn't need to buy an accessory to plug in.
But like the PS1 still had multi-taps. PS2 still had multi-taps. You couldn't get 4 things, and they're like, that's great.
Yeah. And lastly, games altered the way games are made now. So Mario 64, even Mario Kart 64, and Ocarina of Time were 2 huge games that had changed the face of gaming forever. Mario Kart 64 specifically is just a ridiculously important game when it comes to the history of video games. I still remember the very first time I played it. I've told this story before on the show, but leading up to the Nintendo 64 launched out the front of our then Toys R Us, there was, during the school holidays, they had those big kiosks,
Yeah,
or the
yep.
cars, where it had like 4 screens and 4 64s hooked
Mm.
up to it, and a friend of mine and I went down there every single day and just played Pilot Wings and Mario 64. And I still remember my friend got a 64 for his birthday, with 4 controllers, even though none of the games that were out on launch came with 4-player support.
Did he get 4 different color controllers?
Yes, he did.
Excellent.
And we sat there and we played Mario 64 all night, and I was blown away by it. Then, of course, Ocarina of Time, which we can see on the screen now. Just a hugely influential game. Majora's Mask, probably one of the best games ever created once you get through it.
Haven't played either of them.
Really?
Yep. Got them. Haven't got around to playing them.
Well, do you know what the best part is?
What?
You may have the opportunity to do that
Correct.
once you purchase the new Switch Online, whatever it's going to be.
I'll
because
do
we
that.
Still don't know what. Oh, I'll do it as well.
I doubt very much it's going to be much of an extra cost.
Well, see, some people are saying it's going to like double. Others are saying, $5-10.
If it's going to be, you know what? Even if it doubles, it's still less than PlayStation and Xbox.
That's true.
It's still less than that.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got the family
And
one at the moment with like 8 people on it.
Now that they've got Bluetooth audio in there, I'm actually playing games online as well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to. I was getting the hankering to play Mario Ocarina of Time again.
Okay.
And I was almost going to boot up a 64 and start playing it, but now that this is coming, I'm just going to boot it up and play it on my Switch. Why not? Why not? Speaking of which, what games would you like to see on the Switch Online?
Well, funny you should say this, because some of the games that I would actually want to play are being remastered and are coming.
Really?
Like Star Wars Pod Racer.
Right. It's already been remastered.
It's already been remastered and it's coming again. So that's going to be easy. I would take the opportunity to play Ocarina of Time because it is one of those games that I know I must play. My chances of finding a cart. I mean, I have it on the 3DS, but being able to play it on my Switch.
I've got like 2 carts in there. 3, actually. 3. I've got the US one. 4. I've got a boxed. Oh, yeah, I've got 4. Boxed Japan one.
Do you want 3?
No.
See?
No, I need them all.
So yeah, I'll be playing that on Switch Online.
Yeah, great. And then play Majora's Mask after.
Okay.
It's great. Great games. Just great games.
What about you? What's like your Grail 64 game to get onto Switch Online?
Oh, see, I think I've got them all. Like,
No, but the one that you want to, because like you
One that
said,
I
it's
want
a pain
other
in the
people-
ass to boot up a 64 and play it sometimes.
the one that I want other people to experience is honestly Ocarina of Time
Okay.
and Majora's Mask. I want people to play them because they are just 2 hugely influential games. Like, Ocarina of Time, I think, is the very first game I 100%ed. Like,
Okay.
I'm not a game gobbler.
Yep.
I'm not one of these people who has to go to every single polygon and make sure that they've got every single thing.
Yeah, I
But
don't generally do it
I spent
either, but
so much time in Ocarina of Time just searching for everything. And this is before the internet when I was
Yeah.
playing this. This is back in 1996. You couldn't search and go and find where the heart pieces were. You had to go and find them through discovery. And it was great.
Afronix in the chat just pointed out original Donkey Kong Country and Kirby's Dream Land would be cool.
Donkey Kong 64. No, don't worry about that. Take it from me. Don't bother.
Just don't do it, apparently.
Brayden, are you there or are you asleep?
No, yeah, I'm here. Hello, hi.
Good. Hi.
He's just madly trying to figure out what Nintendo 64 games are.
It just went.
Now, what is a Nintendo 64? No. I mean, I didn't play one as a kid.
It's because you were like born then, weren't
Yeah.
No,
What
so-
year was it released?
96, so you're a year off.
Yep, year off. So I only caught the very, very tail end of it by the time that I was able to process thought and small motor control.
Good.
And then the GameCube came out, and my neighbors got one of those instead. So I never really got to play a lot of the N64 stuff. But I would go back and check a bunch of them out if they became readily available, like were actually easy to get a hold of and could play on my Switch or something like that. So that's exactly what I would need to actually go and check out these games that are considered all-time greats.
Perfect Dark. Mm-hmm. I want Perfect Dark on there.
Yeah, Perfect Dark. I mean, the original game's okay if you have the expansion pack. But yeah, I was always a GoldenEye person. But I played GoldenEye recently.
It's
That game,
Rubbo.
Yeah, it's
we need
Rubbo.
it remade, not not
If
re-released.
you can get used to the strafe buttons, like the 4C buttons being the strafe buttons, you can that's how I used to do it. But yeah, it's rubbish. Speaking of not rubbish, but the other thing, which is goods and services, Floppy
Yes, mate.
deals.
All right, we have some killer deals actually. I had a really good time. Killer deals going through these. So we'll start out with Switch. There is a couple of really cool deals on the Switch, man. If you're not a fan of your generic sports games, so like NBA 2Ks, FIFAs, things like that, but you do enjoy having a bit of a fun sports game time, NBA Playgrounds 2 is awesome. Did you ever play NBA Jam?
Is that the NBA Jam ripoff?
Well,
Well, not ripoff.
Rip-off, it's just that same style. So
Yeah.
it's a 3-on-3 or 2-on-2, sorry. Big head, just fun version of NBA.
Does it play like NBA Jam? Because if it does, I will buy it
Yeah.
almost immediately.
Yeah, it does.
Ben, I'm going to draw your attention to the video we can see on screen.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like it's
I'll
trying
draw
to be
you
NBA
attention
Jam.
to my wording. Does it play like NBA Jam?
looks
It can
like it
look
does
like NBA
exactly.
Jam, but it does it play
Yes, it does.
like
Look, it
NBA
is
Jam?
fun. It is easy to play. The games are quick. So you can smash through a few. Or you can, it's the kind of game you can pick up for 10, 15 minutes as well.
Awesome.
It's great.
That's the Ben special.
Yeah, it's normally $47.95. At the Switch store, it's on special for $12.
Damn.
Yeah, really good. A lot of content. You're buying one now, aren't you?
I'm contemplating it.
The other one, which I didn't know too much about, but it caught my attention because it was on cheap. That's really loud.
Yep.
Is Northgard.
Northgard.
Now, I'd seen this around the place, and I've seen it on different platforms, but I saw it in the store, and I thought I'd check it out. This is like Age of Empires, but Vikings.
Really?
Yeah, and it kind of looks a little bit chibi, but not really.
It looks like it can run on a Switch.
Yeah, exactly. This looks great. And you go through different ages, I think, like the Iron Age and Bronze Age and things like that as Vikings, and you can play against friends and things like that. So very much like the Age of Empires, the original Warcrafts, Command and Conquers to a lesser extent, but the same sort of style, that real-time strategy sort of thing, but more along the, instead of just battling, the sort of growing and evolving. Looks great. Normally $52 on special, $21.
Damn.
Nice.
So yeah, that looks great.
Also, A Short Hike is on there as well.
A short hike.
A Short Hike. Really, really cool little indie game where you play a little bird and used to go up the top of a mountain of which they're staying on in order to get in contact with their mum.
Oh, is that on
Okay.
sale?
Yep, it's on sale.
Ooh.
I don't have a price because Nintendo, for some reason,
Ah,
once
yes.
you've purchased a game, doesn't tell you what the sale
No,
price
it just
is.
says purchased on there.
Yeah.
Doesn't let you know what it was. Okay, so over on the PlayStation, Braden, you're going to love this first one.
You know what? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy
yeah.
it right now.
He's buying it right now, NBA
God.
Jam. Sorry, NBA Playgrounds 2. Assassin's Creed Triple Pack.
Oh, it's the triple pack.
Now, so I've only got the footage for Black Flag because I thought it was the coolest.
Yes,
So in the
correct.
triple pack, you get Black Flag. He bought it. He bought it.
work.
Playgrounds. So you get Black Flag, you get Unity, and you get Syndicate. So you got Pirate, you got French Revolution,
Yep.
and you've got English late 1800s.
Yep.
That's $114 worth of games for $28.
Christ.
I know, right? And I couldn't see specifically in the listing, but I'm going to assume that it includes all the DLC for all three games as well.
I would imagine.
You would imagine so.
How much was this again?
$28 for
Holy
three
smoke.
for like Black Flag, Unity, and Syndicate.
Wow.
That's so many hours of games for
is ridiculous.
$28.
Yeah, it's
you-
got to be like 200 hours of games.
If you can only spend under $30 on video games to get you through the next year and a half, like you're set.
Yeah, that is it. If you like the Assassin's Creeds, the old school Assassin's Creeds, I forgot about that bit.
It's a trailer. It
That's-
means it's fine.
That's why I played Black Flag. To be a pirate and do
To
piratey
escape
things.
reality where
Yeah.
that doesn't happen at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great value. Grab that. The other one that I found on the PlayStation is Titanfall 2. Now, the original Titanfall was multiplayer only and locked to the Xbox. Titanfall 2 came out. It is one of the best campaigns I've played that generation. The story that was told, it was nice, it was simple, it was easy to get into, it was really cool. The relationship between you as a pilot of a mech and this mech that can act autonomously as well. is unreal.
What game came out like the same weekend that EA really screwed over Titanfall 2?
I don't remember.
There was a game that came out and it just stole all its thunder, and I can't remember. Maybe it was Apex? I reckon it was Apex.
No, because Apex is set in the same universe. That's why you're connecting them.
No. So I didn't play the multiplayer. It's just not my jam. But the campaign for this is phenomenal. It is so good. It's so well written. There are little elements in there like I wouldn't say a puzzle area, but there's an area of the game like a mission where you have to flick between times.
Yeah, I just want to point out something before you continue. We Are Robots brought it up in the chat, but I believe a week or two ago there was a major breach in Titanfall 2 where, like, if you haven't installed in your PC, people could break into your PC, basically. There was a Trojan or something.
Oh, I didn't hear about
in the
that.
back of it. Yeah, they had some recent issues with a hacker recently. Last time I tried to play Titanfall 2 multiplayer, it didn't let me connect.
Oh, okay. I don't have anything to do with the multiplayer, so I did not hear about that.
Maybe worth a quick Google before you go and jump on that deal.
Maybe don't. Having said that, it's $12.
Is a great game.
$12
For only $12, you can have your identity stolen and all your crypto.
For $12, that's a great campaign. Don't touch the multiplayer. It is a beautiful story.
Said uninstall it completely.
Right.
Damn.
Well, maybe keep an eye on that one. Thank you for the heads up. Then I've got the PS Plus games for this month. The two of these look great. One of them looks boring as shit.
Ooh,
But I threw it on here anyway.
I'm very interested to see which of these is which.
Now, I realise there's also an apostrophe in here. It should be Hell Let Loose, not Heel Let Loose. I'd never heard about this, but it's a PS5 World War II shooter, which I'm interested in. I'll go check it out.
I think it's 50v50.
I will check it out because I'm interested in that era and the settings and things like that. It looks pretty cool. Then there was I was going to skip to the last one in PlayStation Plus,
Okay.
Mortal Kombat X. If you love a good bit of Mortal Kombat, now this has all the characters in there, I believe. So I think you get Terminator and stuff in there. So play some Mortal Kombat.
Hell yeah.
You can't ever go wrong with that for free.
This is 9 is completely unavailable in Australia, so this is your starting point for the new Mortal Kombat era.
Correct. But if decapitating people with tremendous kicks or World War II fighting is not your jam, you can head over and play golf.
You can play golf.
You can play golf with PGA Tour 2K21.
Oh.
Floppy, I wanna tell you something. It's slightly embarrassing.
Go for it. You played this, haven't you?
These games went live the other night.
Yes.
I turned on my PS5. I was like, sick. I always go through and I add the ones that I want into my library.
Yep.
I completely ignored Hell Let Loose.
Of course.
I already have Mortal Kombat X from the PlayStation 5's PlayStation Plus collection.
Yep.
Of the classic PS4 games that you need.
Yep.
You bet I put this game in my library.
Of course you did.
I watched so many people play this game when this came out because for some reason everyone just jumped on it and checked it out.
It's weird like that. What people grab and what gets into a bit of a trend.
Yeah. So this is apparently an absolutely excellent golf game. So if you want an excellent golf game for free and you're on PlayStation Plus, you jump on it. Like me, because I'm excited to check it out.
Kangaroo. What the heck? You can get eaten apparently as well and beat up by a kangaroo. Cool. Or coming to Games Pass this month on the 11th, which is it 11th?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep.
Back for Blood.
Yeah.
Lots of shooty killy madness.
I watched some people play through the beta.
From the team that brought you Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
It's basically Left 4 Dead.
It's essentially.
The name.
Oh, there's a 4 in it.
If you like big, gory, zombie type things and some multiplayer action, it's going to be amazing. There's a lot of people that are hyped for this. I think the deluxe edition, if you had it pre-ordered, was actually released today.
Oh, really? You got it early?
Yeah, you got it early. You got early access.
I feel about that.
It doesn't bother me. But and then the rest of it coming out next week. But yeah.
It does look good. I watched some people play through the beta. The moment where all of them sort of turned a corner and then there was one of the massive mini boss huge absolute unit dudes in a courtyard. All of them freaked the hell out, which is it'd be a great moment for when you're playing with your friends.
But yeah, if you liked things like Left 4 Dead, if you got into the Gears of War, playing like the Horde mode with friends and stuff like that, and you have Games Pass, check it out. It's going to be cool. They're well made. Yeah. The other one that was on Games Pass that's coming is called Superliminal.
Oh, yes.
Good game.
So this is one I haven't played, but now that I know it's there, I'm going to check it out because I've had a number of people telling me about this.
Yeah, it's really trippy.
A real trippy puzzle game that uses perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective to solve puzzles with the things changing size based on how you look at them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, where you pull them closer or further away from you.
Yeah. So like I'm super keen to look at that and check that out.
It's absolutely excellent. Michaela and I sat down and played through it together, trying to figure out the puzzles together and everything. It's excellently well done. Like, it's so much fun. And when you feel... It does that thing where, like, you'll be stumped on something for a while, and then you'll finally figure it out, and you'll just feel so good about yourself, even though, like, the game's designed for you to eventually get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's brilliant.
Did you ever play Human Fall Flat?
Oh, yeah.
Same sort of thing where, the whole puzzle and physics world. And
Yeah.
Now, we've managed to claw back a little bit of time, so I've decided we are going to go with the next segment.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the next segment is 10 best video game controllers ever invented in the history of ever. That's its official title, which we're officially calling it. That's the official name of this segment.
in no specific order.
That's right. So honorable mentions I have here that didn't make the top 10 cut include the Nintendo 64 controller, the Dreamcast controller, the Sega Saturn controller, and the Guitar/DJ Hero controllers.
I'm sorry, you can't put them in the same slot. Guitar Hero controllers are great.
Excuse me?
For that one game.
Both of them are amazing.
For those one games. And then this thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell is this?
Show it, Brayden.
What thing?
Yuck.
The best controller in the world.
That's horrendous.
It's got teeth. It's got a nipple for a...
Oh, the more you look at it, the grosser
I
it
can't
is.
look at that.
Oh, fuck that.
It was like Pan's Labyrinth controller. What the fuck?
Jesus.
It's only a little bit made out of human flesh. Just imagine pressing those buttons.
Nope.
Squishy.
Nope.
We're done.
Teeth.
I'm ending the show.
Burning it. Anyway, Floppy, you want to kick us off with the number 10 top console controller of all
the
time?
10th on the list is in no particular order. Of
No,
who
it
comes
is.
first.
It is. It is in.
Well, then I disagree.
100%. 100%.
Well, hey,
it made the cut, didn't it?
I already disagree. The DJ Hero
I disagree
controller
with
got gypped.
because this is the wrong order.
Well, I
but,
guess someone else should write the show.
the Mega Drive 6-button controller. Mm-hmm. So the Master System had a box controller. Wasn't very comfortable. We've all dug those corners into our palms.
Especially when you're angry.
Oh, they rectified it with the next system. Sounds familiar, Nintendo. It felt light and flimsy. However, when the new 6-button controller was released, corrected this, making it fit nice in your hand, nice curve, good weight to it, and it was great for when you were playing fighting games such as Street Fighter 2.
Number 9 of the top 10 best controls ever in the history of ever is the Switch Pro controller. So if you've been playing on your Switch on TV a lot, the Pro controller is a must-have. It's so much better than using the Joy-Cons and the grip that comes bundled with the console. And the Switch Pro controller has the build quality to challenge its direct competitors, the DualShock 4 and standard Xbox One gamepad. This really is a really cool controller.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I got giant gorilla hands, so playing on Joy-Cons, even when they're in the grip, is hard.
Yeah.
I pretty much exclusively play with a Pro controller, unless I'm playing a multiplayer game that I have to.
Same.
Yeah, unless I'm playing in handheld, this is the way to go.
Yeah, it's such a great... My only feedback about it is that it's just too light. It doesn't have that oomph to it. It doesn't have that you're holding something.
Yeah, the only thing I would change with it is I'm not a fan of the asymmetrical analog sticks.
Yep.
I'm either both up the top, both down the bottom. I don't care which one, both in the same spot.
Okay, fair enough. What's the number 8th best controller of all time there,
Number
Floppy?
8.
Number 8. Number 8?
Number 8th.
Or the 8?
No,
is the GameCube controller.
And this was the most voted for controller in our Discord.
Yes. Is that because it was just Ant over and over and over again?
Yeah, pretty much just spamming it.
So Game Boy Dad has said, the GameCube controller for me, comfortable, responsive, and felt innovative at the time. I'd say it still feels innovative now.
Yeah.
Also, still used for competitive Smash. True. The GameCube controller was the first controller for Nintendo to feature 2 analog sticks, which got the big left analog stick and then the funny little C stick. The button layout does take some getting used to, especially the YXAB thing for me. The left thumbstick is solid. The C stick should have been a second fully fledged thumbstick, just like the left one was though.
Yep. So the left one was like on that rotating ball.
Yeah.
Whereas the C was basically a glorified D-pad.
Yeah, it was a glorified D-pad. But you had your shoulder button, your Z button up the top as well.
Yep.
Yeah, really comfy controllers. Like I've got a couple. The only thing you're right, it's with the X, Y, A, and B buttons in a little bit of an odd order.
You'd think that by looking at it, yes. But once you get used to it, like I did playing
Same
with
as anything. Once you get used to it.
Yeah, it was so ergonomical.
I did find the D-pad a little bit small.
But you don't really use the D-pad a lot. Like it's like the Nintendo 64. You don't really use the D-pad for anything. It's just sort of there to like as an option for things that you may need down the track. Number 7, the number 7 top controller of all time in the history of ever, is the PlayStation DualShock.
DualShock 4?
No, just the DualShock.
Just the DualShock. Okay.
This is from Dylan the Villain. Nothing can go past that. So while the Nintendo 64 controller was the first to have rumble capabilities in April of 1997, it
was via expansion.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, it was via the expansion. With the DualShock released on the PlayStation 1 in 1997, it was the first controller to have built-in rumble. It also brought dual analog sticks to PlayStation for the first time. And honestly, look at the legacy of this controller.
They've never really changed much.
They've not really changed it up until the PS5, and even then, it's sort of,
It's essentially the same style of thing, just made slight improvements each time.
If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
See, I hate that phrase. I honestly hate that phrase.
Yeah.
It's if it's not broke, cool, don't fix it. But
Improve
could it be better? It can always be better, and
If
we
it ain't
saw,
and that's what they're doing.
and we saw it get better with our number 6 top controller of all time, Floppy.
Which is the DualSense from the PS5. This thing is unreal. So it takes everything that worked so well with the DualShock 4. Handy touchpad, the built-in speaker, the share function, which is great and super easy. All the advantages that one would expect from a modern Sony controller. However, Sony took the DualShock 4, made it even better with the DualSense. They got haptic feedback, which is unreal. You play it on something like Ratchet Clank, you play like a first-person shooter. It is the responsiveness, the feedback is so much fun. The adaptive triggers that change depending on whatever the functionality is. So it might be for for Fortnite or for bows. So the harder you press, and you'll feel that tension going down on the triggers is unreal. Game changers for modern controllers. Also has built-in speakers and a built-in microphone. But Nintendo did that with the Famicom, so apparently no biggie.
No.
The other thing is the weight in this thing.
It's very nicely balanced.
I like it a lot more. I'm not going to say it's an improvement because that's a very personal thing, but I've always liked the weight of the Xbox controller with the design of the PlayStation controller. Now I've got them both.
Yep. I like a weighty controller. I like knowing that it just seems to fit more comfortably when it has a little bit of heft behind it. Braden, what do you think?
I absolutely love the DualSense. The second I got my hands on it, I was just like, this fits so nicely in my hand. Like, for me personally, like it feels exactly how a game controller should feel. The second you boot up Ratchet Clank and actually get to witness all the features, it's mind-blowing. And the second you boot up Astro's Playroom or whatever it was, I handed this controller around and let all my family and all my friends do the little demo.
Oh, yeah.
Where it shows off all the different features.
The little rocket.
Every single person I showed it to thought it was the coolest thing ever. I thought they really knocked it out the park.
They nailed it.
Number 5 on the best controllers ever is the Xbox S controller. This is also from Game Boy Dad out of our Discord. I remember my mind being blown at the trigger response on the Xbox controller and how great it felt in the hand. More comfortable than the PlayStation controller by far. The Xbox Controller S that was released in 2002 corrected a lot of the Duke's mistakes and set the stage for the excellent gamepad that launched with the Xbox 360. This really was a vast improvement on the big fat mama jamma that was the Duke.
I know. I still love that thing though.
I know, you do. Is it nostalgia or just the fact that it's a big ugly thing?
Well, we all know I'm quite fond of big ugly things.
That's why he's on the show.
Anything
We're
that
his
rates
co-host.
under a 7 out of 10.
But I like weird and not normal.
What's the number 4 controller flop?
Number 4, I'm guessing that everyone knew this was going to be on here somewhere. The Wiimote.
It had to be.
It had to be.
It had to
This
be.
thing was a huge game changer.
Yep.
So best thing about it, how accessible and easy to understand it was. Anyone, absolutely anyone, no matter whether you're a gamer, whether you're a non-gamer, whether you're a casual, whether you're a pro, whether you're a grandma, grandpa, whatever, could pick this thing up and enjoy a video game. You could all go bowling, or you could, play tennis. It was fantastic. With the paired with the built-in, or paired with the nunchuck. Mm-hmm. So you got an accessory with a built-in motion sensor, analog stick, 2 trigger buttons. Transporter plays into a game. No motion controller has changed. Managed to do since.
And what I like is whenever every couple of months or so, someone points out that the nunchuck on the Wiimote was actually the underside of the Nintendo 64
controller.
and
yeah.
people are always blown. Oh my god! It's like, well, what?
But yeah.
Are you is real?
And look, you look at the Joy-Con, and it's essentially this smaller.
Yep. Yeah, great controller. When it first came out, I still remember my friends and I were absolutely blown away when the Project Revolution or the Nintendo Revolution was revealed. It was a stupid ass name, still is a stupid ass
They're
name.
always stupid ass names for those. Project Scorpio.
No, I meant the Wii's a stupid ass name.
Oh, why?
Yeah, there you go. But seeing those controls for the first time, that was amazing. The control sold the system, and the system sold like 200 million or something.
Well,
It
it's
was
still
ridiculous.
the fastest ever selling system. No, the Switch was the fastest.
Yeah.
Took over from this being the fastest ever selling system.
Correct. All right, the number 3 greatest controller of all time. We're getting into the pointy end now. The Super Nintendo controller. While the previous NES controller may have added some nostalgia to the list, its sharp rectangle design isn't the most comfortable, as we've spoken about. Nintendo took that and worked what didn't work with the NES controller, and then used that information to shape a nicely more evolved Super Nintendo controller that is basically your perfect retro gaming controller. They added 2 more buttons. They added the shoulder buttons for the very first time, while maintaining the instant responsiveness of the NES controller. It fits a lot better in your hands and is durable as hell. As I've mentioned before on the show, I had a friend who used to bite his controller whenever he got frustrated. Still worked, even though it was missing parts and had teeth marks in it.
How is Osty?
It wasn't Austin. It wasn't Austin.
Oh, what a rip.
Number two. Number 2 is one of my favorite controllers.
Same.
It is the Wavebird. So this was the original GameCube controller that had been created to be wireless. Now, I actually owned one of these before I ever owned a GameCube.
I know you own 2 technically,
I
because I
did
bought
own
one off
2,
you.
and then I sold one to you. And I used to use them for my Wii.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I still do. Use it to play games on my Wii because I love it.
Good idea, actually.
That's one of the main reasons I got it, and because my Wii could play my GameCube games at that point. But while Wavebird was by no means the first wireless controller, it was arguably the first one to get it right. No short cords, reported a 100-hour battery life, and that's on 2 AA batteries.
That's pretty good.
And it was comfortable. It wasn't stupid amounts of heavy. The little adapter meant that you could dial it into your specific channel. Mm-hmm. So you could have a number of these.
I actually saw that. I shared it in our Discord. And you can go join us on hackthedino.com. Just click on the Discord button. Come in. Join us. The water's fine. No urine. Minimal urine. I saw someone had, and this was a couple of years ago, had like 20 GameCubes out for a Pokemon thing. Mm-hmm. And they were going to do a big Pokemon event.
All
and
with
split
Wavebirds.
screens, and they all had Wavebirds. And it was just like... So they were playing 4 versions of the game at the same time using the one controller because they had it all dialed into the one controller and synced up to those. So they just had 3 people sitting down, each with 4 GameCubes, controlling it off one controller, trying to do this shiny hunt. It was amazing. Amazing.
But yeah, so you dial in a channel, just a little rotary button on the bottom of the controller and on the adapter. It's great. I think it's 2 AAAs for the adapter.
Yep.
And 2 AAs for the controller.
Yep. What a great... When I purchased it off you, first thing I did was get Twin Snakes and put it in. Game changing.
So
it
good.
was great.
And it's still got all the really good clunky feels of the
triggers?
shoulder buttons and the triggers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still got all those just as good.
What a controller. That should have been number 1, but it's not our number 1. Our number 1
This is not the right order. Just don't worry.
Really? You don't agree with this?
Absolutely not.
Well, I did it because I assume people knew I'm right in the list. Oh, yeah, of course it was going to be Nintendo. Whereas this controller, that is number one, I have never felt a controller so... It felt expensive. It felt
is
well
expensive.
made. It felt...
Is that because you're scared to drop it because it's like $250 to replace it?
No, it just felt like a piece of art. It just... Anyway, I'm talking about the Xbox Elite Series 2. Not the Series 1, the Series 2. As I've written here, only time I've held a controller and been instantly impressed. It's weighty, it's comfortable. While the Series 1 had issues such as thumbsticks coming loose during gameplay, the Series 2 had a new adjustable tension for the thumbsticks, shortened hair trigger locks, and a new rubberized texture for even more grip and comfort. It even brings more customizable features, USB-C wide connectivity, and an improved 40-hour rechargeable battery life. You can also program the buttons to function how you please, and save a number of profiles to suit particular genres. And that for me is just like, you remember when I first held it, like, because you passed it on to me so I could give it a go. And I literally, my mouth just dropped. Oh,
You talking about the one at my house?
Yeah.
Series 1.
No, it wasn't the one. It was one at your work, but I didn't want to say that. We took it out.
Fair cool.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, Brayden was there as well.
I was there.
Yeah, we all passed it around.
It was the first time I held one as well.
What did you think of it, Brayden?
Honestly, I was so impressed, and I completely understand the price tag. It's also amazing for accessibility options for people who aren't able to play games with normal controllers.
Yeah.
And Xbox have been leading the charge on that immensely, and I'm very impressed by everything they're doing.
I did hear a funny little thing. I only learned about this the other day. There's a super common problem with the A button, where people have to get like a little bit of sticky tape or something and jam it down. There's a big gap around the button,
All
like
right.
a little bit of a design flaw. But nothing that destroys the controller like makes it rubbish or anything like that. But some weird little design flaw. I actually don't like the feel of the rubber either. I think it's gross. Makes me
really?
feel sweaty.
Isn't it designed
yeah.
not to be sweaty?
I don't know. It makes me feel sweaty.
For enhanced grip.
But yeah, like I'll sit there and I will flick with the D-pad because it's magnetized on there, and I'll sit there and play with it.
Just sit there and flicking your D.
Flicking the D-pad.
Hey!
But yeah,
Glad we
that was
ended
just
on that bombshell.
yeah on that moment.
So that was it. That was our top 10. No, your top 10 video game consoles of all time. I wrote that list about 6 weeks ago. We finally got to get through it. But you know what it's time to get through now? A little thing we like to call Brayden versus the world. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the time where Brayden, representing Brayden, takes on the world, which is all of you, represented by Floppy, in our video game music quiz. I have 4 songs here, 2 chosen by 2 of our high-end Patreons, and choose by...
Choose by 2.
And 2 chosen by moi. I will play the first 5 seconds or so of one of the songs, and we will go backwards and forwards between Brayden and Floppy, who each ask questions, trying to figure out from what game in gaming's past, present, or future that game resides in. That song resides in. Far out. We're near the end of the show.
Good.
You're almost there.
Hang with me. Hang in there with me.
Make go talk good.
Backwards and forwards, 5 turns. After 5 turns, they get a free guess. They can choose beforehand, but if they get it wrong, the other person gets the point. At the end of last round, we had Brayden on 31 and the world on 30. So, Floppy, you blew your lead.
Yeah, sorry about that.
How do you feel about blowing your lead?
Pretty normal. Do it all the time.
All right, this is the first one from Dylan the Villain, one of our wonderful Patreons.
It's Persona.
And they they chose this song. Okay, question number 1. Who goes first? Brayden?
Yep, you really are thrown.
Oh, yeah.
What is the protagonist?
Someone who's a bit sleepy, but when they wake up, they're ready to go.
Snorlax.
Oh, yeah, that hit Snorlax RPG.
Oh, yes, that hit game.
Yeah.
What console is this on?
On every console.
Oh,
What?
well, that's something.
Question number 2.
Oh, okay.
What?
What genre of game is this?
It's an RPG.
When you say every console,
Every console.
Huh.
Every modern console. There you go.
so can you be a little more specific? Because you obviously don't mean the SNES.
PS3 up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sleepy.
Whose question is it?
You.
What did you ask, Brayden? I'm completely thrown now.
It's a RPG. It's a modern RPG with a sleepy person.
Okay.
What?
Shit.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Oh, fuck. What's the developer?
Bethesda. Question number 3, Brayden. Brayden's got it.
Shit.
That's a.
Can you
funny-
play it on a fridge?
That's a funny joke.
Fuck.
Brayden?
Is it The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim?
Yes!
Sleepy. Fuck off. That's hilarious. That's so good. Oh man. God damn it.
Damn it.
So Brayden gets that one.
Well done.
I just like the exact moment. If you watching us on Hack the Dino's YouTube, you can scroll back and see the exact moment Floppy figured out that this game was over.
He just gave it away. Because you can tell because I looked defeated and said, shit.
Okay, well, better luck with this second song, Floppy. Here we go. Song number 2. That's not Footloose, all right? Question number 1, Brayden.
Okay. I think I know what it is, but I just need to narrow it down. What console did this first release on?
PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Floppy.
Is it Kingdom Hearts?
Yes!
Yep, there it is.
Yes!
I took the risk of asking the clarifying question.
All I need to know is which console it was on.
Same. I need
was
to
on
know
the
if it was
bloody-
the remix or whatever.
It was in the bloody Little Mermaid level.
Yep.
Anto, that is for you. Yes.
So Brandon's on 32. The world's on 31. Okay, here we go. This next song comes from Michael Towns of Game Boy Games. He sent me this song. Now, this one is a little bit hard. I will give you that.
Oh, good. So that'll be so much harder than all of the other ones I've done.
Got a demon, what am I? It's time for me to choose my path. The power of my God hand, no evil will look at that. And no fist to fist, kick your nuts, so twist your wrist. Got power.
It's a goddamn bop.
Yeah, what?
I know it.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, it's every anime I've ever watched.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. Question number 1, Braden.
All right, what console is this bad boy on?
This was on, PlayStation 2,
Okay.
I think. Yes, PlayStation 2.
Was it released locally?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay, can I
think
ask
so.
a different question then?
Yeah.
Shit, how do I... Okay. What style of gameplay was it?
It's a sort of like an action/brawler.
Action brawler.
Question number
On
2,
the
Braden.
PS2.
What is the art style?
Sort of, the basic realistic-ish
Yeah.
that you can get from PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
That blocky.
It was going for realism on a PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Gotcha.
Floppy, question number 2.
Did it have one protagonist or many?
See, I actually haven't played this game because it was Michael Towns' choice.
Okay.
I just watched a YouTube video before he came in.
As all
10
good
minutes ago.
journalists do.
There was definitely one protagonist,
Okay.
but the cover has 2 people on it.
Not one
But
of
I'm
those
not
artsy
sure.
no protagonist games.
Oh man, I want a no protagonist game. It's just SimCity. All right, Braden, question number 3.
Oh, okay.
Flower. No protagonist game.
Who was the developer?
Clover Studio. You know, that well-known company.
Oh, yeah.
Floppy.
What was your main weapon?
Your fists. Your hands. Question number 4, Braden.
Okay. What was the setting?
Sort of like a fictional Japan town.
Okay.
Modern day Japan town, I should say. Question number 4, Floppy.
What style of gameplay did you say it was?
It was an action brawler.
Was it part of a series?
There is a second one. Yes.
Ooh.
Question number 5, Braden.
Okay. Interesting. What is what's the antagonist? Who are you up against in this game?
I don't know.
No idea.
Don't know.
Fair.
I watched a YouTube video for 30 seconds.
Give him a different question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I'll give you a hint for
Yep.
both of you.
Hint. I'll take a hint.
All right. So, knowing that this was coming up, I've mentioned it somewhere in this show.
Oh God.
So that's why you always have to pay attention to what I say, because I drop hints. So question number 5, Braden.
God damn. Oh. Okay. Weird question. What segment of the show did you mention it in?
That I can't remember.
Damn it.
Let me look at the show run.
Yeah. If you can remember what segment of the show you dropped it in.
Don't remember.
You said it was PS2, yeah?
Yep.
Hmm.
No, I don't remember.
Shit, okay.
God damn.
Floppy?
I don't know, what am I going to ask that's going to narrow this down for something that I have no idea what it is? What does it start with? What is the letter that it starts with?
G. Okay, free guess time. Braden, it's your free guess.
Greg's Great Brawler.
No, sorry. Not Greg's Great Brawler. Or Greg's Great Brawler 2. Floppy?
Go Dana,
No.
the game. No idea.
Just have a listen to this again, all right? Hang on, let me bring it up. Just have a listen.
Camel Dad has said
Grievous-
Griver City Girls.
Griffith City Girls.
Just listen to the lyrics.
It's time for me to choose my path. The power of my God hand.
Power of my God Hand.
God Hand.
God Hand!
Oh, that's the actual game.
I had no idea what God Hand was. I meant to ask you when you said that what
I
the
had no
fuck God
idea.
Hand was.
That's,
Oh, that was the... oh, shit. You're right. Yep.
when
Damn
I
it.
jumped in and started talking about...
Yep.
Did you guys ever play God Hand?
Yep.
Was that when I said, was talking about the Viking one?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Is that the one where you had a...
No, that was way earlier than that. That was really early in the show.
Anyway,
Oh, my God.
moral of the story, listen to everything I say and take notes.
You
my
talk so much
God.
crap, though.
You mad lad.
Okay, so no one got a point in that one.
Oh,
So we're
God
still
Hand.
World at 31, Braden at 32.
Definitely going to check it out.
Here we go. Oh, it's a funny game. It's a Michael Towns game. Here we go. Song number 4. Last one this evening. Floppy, you need to get this tied up.
No pressure. Oh, good. It's only one of a billion games.
What's that weird...
Braden, question number 1.
Okay, my question. What's that weird noise going on with it?
That is a marimba.
Oh, okay. That doesn't help me, but I know what that is, so it might. by
I know the
accident,
instrument.
somehow help me. Possibly. What console was this from?
GameCube.
Oh.
Question number 2, Braden.
Okay. Was a main character's name in the title?
Yes.
Cool.
Question number 2, Floppy.
Did it have a number in the title?
No. Question number 3, Braden.
Okay. Who do you play as in this game?
Luigi.
Ooh, there it is.
Floppy.
Why do I feel like this is going to... If I'm going to say what I'm thinking I'm going to say, and it's not going to be the right one.
Let me put it this way.
Yes.
If you get this wrong,
Yes.
you need to get up, walk out, and never darken my halls again.
But, no, see, now I feel like it's an easy one, but I know that you don't do easy ones.
Or do I know that you know that I don't do
No,
easy
but you've
ones?
done this to me before, you prick.
Floppy, for added pressure, I have edited the text document to give you the point. I just have to hit save.
Braden knows it, Floppy.
I'm so scared right now.
Floppy, I was a child. I don't know many games. If I'm going to say a game on the GameCube starring Luigi without a number in the title,
I'm going to say Luigi Mansion.
That's it. It's Luigi
Yes!
Mansion!
I was so fucking nervous. Because I haven't played it yet. It's the one I haven't played. Which is why I bought it. It was here. It's there. And you've fucking done it to me so many times where fucking made it so easy.
Look, I'm a big fan of meta. So I'm always going to try and connect. Even though, because now we have our Patreons, like at the $15 and above level, giving us games. I only have to think of 2. So you know they're going to be tied in somehow. Or are they? Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of that round of Brayden versus the world, we're all tied up again. The world's on 32, Brayden's on 32, and the real winner was me.
Oh, did you at all, actually, just going back, because I suck at this game all the time, so if I do get some wins, we're going to talk about it, because it doesn't happen very often.
This is a nice post-game chat with Floppy.
How surprised were you that I got Kingdom Hearts?
I was very surprised.
Without asking a question.
No, I was very, very surprised because knowing you and your footloose tendencies.
Oh, fuck off. And then the fact that there is a billion Little Mermaid games.
Yep. I was pleasantly surprised.
I was pretty annoyed at myself for asking a clarifying question, but I'm glad I did.
You know what? I wouldn't have said it if you hadn't asked that question, though.
Yeah.
Brayden, at what point did it pop into your head that the Bethesda game at the start was Skyrim?
So the most annoying part was I was like, I swear to God, I've heard this music heaps. And I clearly had, because I've played Skyrim loads. And I was like, I know this freaking music, man. What is it? This is so annoying. And then, the sleepy thing was throwing me off entirely.
I don't get that.
Fucking gold. Because you can be anyone.
You wake up at the start of the game.
I've never played the game because I got so sick of watching my friends play the game.
So the game starts.
I know it, and I've seen so much of it. Never saw the very start.
You build your character, and it can be anything. It can be one of 5 different characters. And because it's first person, you never really see it. But the game starts with you coming to. And the very first thing,
cart or something.
Yeah, and you look at it,
It's
goes,
the meme.
You
It's a
finally
meme.
woke up.
It's a meme.
I do remember that. I have to say. Yeah, I legit will never play this game because I got so sick of going to my mate's place, and all he did, I sat there and watched him run across a fucking land playing Skyrim all day for weeks and weeks and weeks.
There we go. See you waking up.
But then, as soon as you said, I don't know, I should have got it from playing on everything. You can play that damn thing. What was that? Was it on the Alexa?
Yeah, it's on Alexa.
It's on Alexa. It's an RPG on there, like a voice-controlled RPG.
If anyone has an Alexa, subscribe to Hack the Dino on
Yes,
YouTube.
Brayden. Oh, very good. Hey, Google, subscribe to Hack the Dino on YouTube. You're welcome, everyone. But ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, we've been Hack the Dino. This is our gaming cast where we bring you gaming news from the past, present, and future. But that's not all we do. We do other things as well as live outside this tiny little gold box. Floppy.
Yes, mate.
Where do you put things?
That's a personal question. I can't answer that on live Twitch.
It's all right. Join our Discord, everyone. I'll show you the video.
Join Discord and I'll show you a few.
Excuse me, that's on the Patreon.
Sorry. Join our Patreon and
Yeah,
we'll show
that's
you
the secret $50 a month tier.
Floppy special pouch.
Woof.
Floppy.
Yeah, you can see me over on Instagram at Floppy Plays Games. I post pictures of non-putting things related content. Games I've picked up, games I've played, some games that make it into Brayden versus the world. Things I'd like to play, things I have played, things I've bought and probably will never play.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Brayden.
Hello, yes. You
Hi.
can catch more of me and some of my friends over on Millennial Movie Talk, which is on YouTube and your podcast services of choice. It's a movie podcast. Lately, our classic call-out segment has been our personal favorites. Between last episode and this episode of Hack the Dino, we have watched Field of Dreams and Taxi Driver for the first time.
Did everyone love them?
Yes, basically everyone loved them. Taxi Driver completely ruined Joker for all of us.
Good.
As it should.
Joker was great.
Alex gave a review of Dear Evan Hansen, the Broadway musical turned movie, which is certainly something. And we talked about Squid Game and The Godfather as well this week.
Which we're going to talk about in our post show very, very shortly for our Patreons. Hey, Brayden,
Yo.
have you considered doing a pop review segment? and then you can call it pop.
Bop.
Doop,
Don't.
bop. Do it
Don't.
all for pop. Do it all for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, if anyone wants to get just a taster of the show, Alex put up this clip of him just retelling a story of trying to catch an Uber and a taxi from his birthday the other week. It's 6 minutes. It's a very funny story.
There you go. Millennial Movie Talk on all your services.
I come back for the taxi story.
And you can see stuff I do on numerous places. At Ben Rosenthal on Twitter. Mr. Benjamin, where I put all my video game score. It's basically an insurance record for me. I've recently updated my collection insurance, and that's the record saying that I've got all this stuff in case my house burns down. So there you go, at Mr. Benjamin on Instagram. Or you can head on over to Bad Game Arts,
there's
where
been some
I like to
crackers.
put up the very worst of some of the 90s awful video game art. That guy doesn't have a penis.
Is he also shitting out fireballs?
I think so. I think that's exactly what they're doing. Brandon, just scroll through a couple of my Bad Game Arts over on Instagram. There's Mario with a mullet.
Okay.
And Thor's hammer?
Yeah, Mjolnir's there.
Good for him.
Good for him. And then next we have our personal favorite, Strider, another copy of that Capcom classic. Strider with the floating sword, the guy with the bayonet in Russia, I think, and Strider.
Why is there a floating sword?
I don't know, but that side part's really nifty. What else we got there? Oh yeah, Quaz 7.
Quazatron.
Tron.
Quaz 7.
Scroll down a bit, Brandon. Look at some of the old
Quaz 7-atron?
ones over in Bad Game Arts. That's the big hemorrhoid one. As you can see, I used to put up 2 a day, but they've
It's
been
very Frank Frazetta.
they've been slipping lately. That cover of Rygar I just saw is on the NES Nintendo Switch Online. So you can get a close-up look of Rygar and his little pinhead.
Pinhead with his giant hand and shoulder.
And Lester the Unlikely. That was courtesy of Dylan the Villain. He sent me that one. Then we've got Hellfighter, the naked man who's holding a sword in a place that you don't generally
What has also happened to his neck?
I don't know, but look at the little goblin licking
He's
his
got the
ball.
thickest neck I've ever seen.
He's got the tightest titties in the game. Look at those things.
God damn.
Have these people never studied anatomy?
Ball Blazer.
Is this the hit X-Men character, Gold Bowl?
No, it's the hit X-Man character Ball Blazer.
God damn.
Fighter's Destiny with what? Fire, maybe? I don't know. Ryu kind of being a cousin of
I'm not
someone?
really sure what's going on there. Is he holding a bouquet of fire?
Yeah, sure. And next, Crackdown with a goat man and 2 guys who look like they've had their faces photoshopped.
Okay, well that's clearly meant to be Bigfoot, and that's clearly a stormtrooper. How did they get away with this?
Oh, but you can see that I've got a lot more on my phone. I'm going to be putting up a lot more. It's been a bit of a busy week for me at work, so I haven't been able to put up as much as I like. But there will be more at Bad Game Arts. Be sure to give us a follow there. While you're at it, you may as well head on over to hackthedino.com, where you can get
Yes.
all our social media things. Our Facebook, our YouTube, our Twitch, our Twitter, all over there on hackthedino.com. Our social media guru, Anto, is very, very busy putting up all kinds of media and news and whatnot as it is released throughout the week. So be sure to thank him over there. And you can thank him more by giving us a like, giving us a follow, and telling friends. And that's the big thing. If you could tell your friends, that would be amazing, because that's how word of mouth happens. And you get your words out of your mouth and you put them in someone else's mouth, or you just give them a big kiss. And while you're kissing, just flick the words with your tongue into their mouth.
Look
and
how
that way
much
they'll
work
know.
he's done.
I know, it's ridiculous, right? And then you scroll down to when I was doing it, it's like 1 sentence. No, don't do that.
No, do it.
But as you can see, it's going to take a while because Anto's very proficient. Look at all he's done. My gosh. He's a machine. Yeah, there we go. It's starting into me now.
That one, no words. I'll make no words.
So yeah, give us a follow over there. Our Patreon's on there as well. You can also
Look how easy that
click on
is.
that little merch button, Braden.
That one?
There's
wait, sorry,
Patreon
that
down.
one?
Merch.
Merch.
Click on
That.
merch.
Let's have a look at it.
Oh.
And we got merch. Hack the Dino merch store. You can get your HMO one-use shirt that I know Afronix was a big fan of. You can get stickers. You can get hoodies. You can get, what's that, a magnet. I was almost going to make a clock the other day because whatever.
A what?
Yeah, a clock.
Oh, clock.
Yeah, well, that too.
Now you need a special kit to make one of those.
And it's not Hack the Dino. There's a couple of letters missing in that particular
Spank
thing.
the dino.
Sure, spank. That's exactly what I was. Anyway, hackthedino.com. Tell a friend, tell lots of friends, tell everyone. But until next time you grace us with your presence, and we, in turn, don't steal virginity?
What?